I've been waking up slow with the weight in my chest, like the sun forgot how to shine in the west. And I smile when they ask, say I'm doing just fine, but there's thunder rolling quiet in the back of my mind. Some days are light, and some days I fake, and some days I break for my own damn sake. Well, the thing is, I'm trying, even when the voice in my head keeps lying. It's a war just to get out of bed, but I breathe in deep and I face it instead. No, I'm not alright, but I'm fighting to be. Well, the thing is, I'm still me. I got friends who don't call, and I don't blame them. Hard to hold space when your world's gone vacant. And I wish I could tell you what's missing inside, but it's foggy in here, even with open eyes. I wear my silence like armor, I know, but there's hope in the cracks where the light starts to show. Well, the thing is, I'm healing, even when I don't trust what I'm feeling. Every scar is a line in my song, every stumble's a sign I've been walking this long. And I don't have a map, but I've got my feet. Well, the thing is, I'm still me. I won't lie and say it's easy, but I won't hide the storm inside. If you're walking through the darkness, take my hand, we'll walk side by side. Well, the thing is, we're learning, and the fire in our hearts keeps burning. Even when the night feels too long, the strength in the fact we go on. So if you're not okay, let this song set you free. 'Cause the thing is, you're still you, and that's still enough for me.
My mic was off. What's going on? Can you guys hear me now? So, hold on just a second. Move the trash can out of that way so you can go over there. So, you guys know that I had to see a cancer doctor and get blood work done. Well, the results came back and they're negative. I do not have cancer. So, that was one thing I was stressing out for the past couple of weeks because of what the doctor said. But everything's good. Everything is normal with me. Now I'm just waiting for Alyza Havok to show up. I dropped the link in Discord in the group chat to come up on panel. So, the last couple of weeks, the first couple of days of hearing this, I was stressing. I was stressing out, seriously. Because when the doctor says you got a 33 and a third % chance of having blood cancer, you're looking at, okay, what type of blood cancer? Hodgkin lymphoma, non-Hodgkin lymphoma, leukemia. I was nervous. I just lost a friend January 7th to cancer, so I was freaking out. And then, I talked to a couple of people, and they brought it down a level. So then I was mentally prepared. So if the results come back positive, I guess I'm just going to fight it, become a warrior, and share with the world. So, but they came back negative. So that's a plus. Now I'm just waiting for Alyza Havok to show up. I said 6 o'clock, and they're running behind. So, Mr. P, how you doing? James Ottawa, how you doing? Eli, I didn't drop the link in chat. I dropped it in Discord because it's a live with a guest talking about holistic healing. So, no, they're not. I don't know what's going on. Hope you're doing well, James. So, I don't know where to go because I was looking at, so Monday, Wednesday, and Friday are pre-scheduled. Okay. What's up, Dapper? How you doing? Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays are pre-scheduled lives. Tuesdays and Thursdays were, lives. If I schedule with somebody or want to do something, that's Tuesdays and Thursdays. And then I take the weekends off. So, but what's everybody's plans for this week? What's everybody's plans? An exiled one, if you can hear me and you're in the background, go to Discord. I dropped the StreamYard link in Discord in a message. Whoever wants to come up our panel until then is more than welcome. Mr. P, if you want to come up, you're more than welcome. I have Discord open. Man, this is stressful. This is stressful. I might just, yeah. I got no messages, no response. All right, I'm just gonna end this live. I'm gonna reschedule another live for later tonight and come up and hang out with you guys. You know, yeah, I'll be back here about 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Give me a couple of hours, and I'll be back. You know, with that being said, I'll see you guys then. Well, the thing is out, my friends. Oh, never mind. Hey,
Hey, what's up, man?
stressful, 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 stressful. You
Right
know,
now?
yeah, I'm stressed out right now.
Even after the good news?
Well, I don't talk. Communication is my issue.
Mm.
Is important to me. You know what I'm saying? Communication.
Yeah.
Yeah. But let me change the name of this live stream.
Oh, okay. Your guest canceled.
I've heard anything.
Okay.
I'm very punctual with things.
Yeah.
I have a time frame because I have other people I support. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not just. I just have people. You know, I'm all over the place.
It's all good. No, I gotta go. I have a friend picking me up at 7. I just wanted to pop up for a few minutes and say hi, and I'm glad. That's what when I seen you were going live, I was curious what was going on with you health wise. So I'm glad that you got that news at least.
But so what you been up to?
I came home. I get some stuff I got to handle back here, but finally in a familiar bed.
That's good. That's
Yeah.
good.
What was your topic in the first place?
Oh, holistic healing. I don't know nothing about it, so I was going to have somebody come up and share with the community about it. You
I
know,
gotcha.
so and I thought it was an important subject that it is. You know, alternative things than just therapy.
Michael,
All right, you take care.
Hang on 1 second.
All right.
My bad. Well, let's look it up. So let's see. So holistic healing is a wellness approach that treats the whole person, body, mind, spirit, emotions, believing these parts are interconnected, aiming at the overall balance and well-being, not just symptom relief. So it looks like it basically addresses the physical, mental, emotional, social, and spiritual health all simultaneously.
Yeah, which to me is an important thing, in my opinion.
Yeah.
You know, and I think we can learn from the interconnections. You know, the interconnections is that illness in one area affects others. Balance is key to health. And then you got natural balance, seeks to restore internal harmony through natural means. So it's not always just going to the psychiatrist and taking medication. There's other things, natural remedies you can use that help you along the way too.
So, I can speak a little bit on this. In terms of addiction, the first thing they try to treat is the physical part, right? So,
Yep.
like you come in, you're sick. There's your body is in bad shape. So the first thing they want to do is get you, physically stable, and then allow your, through food and rest, allow your and medication, allow your body to get to a better spot. But in most cases with addiction is just the symptom of a bigger overall problem. So whether that be, mental, whether, either something's off mentally, or past abuse, or, you know, uh, something that's going on in the mind. And so that a lot of that's treated there too. So for example, we did a lot of, like, one of I think the biggest things that impacted me was breath work. And not just, no, I'm not talking about just learning to like, take a deep breath, but like actual, like, I don't know if you've ever done this before, where they have like a guy that like leads the class, and he teaches you, like, basically guides you through like a process of like breathing. And it's like, you start off slow, you taking deep breaths, and then you quicken the pace, and it's basically it's really just like a schedule of start, middle, and then end,
Yep.
of like taking breaths, like either, in increasing frequencies or whatever. And I had the chick right next to me ended up like breaking into, like, she ended up like crying and like breaking into tears just from breathing. So whatever she had, you know going on, she completely released it just through breath work. you
Yeah.
know so then there's the spiritual aspect, where,
Oh, there she is. She's here.
there you go.
Hi, sorry, I'm late. I literally had to go outside and smoke a cigarette because I don't smoke in my house.
Girl, I was stressing.
No. Hubby sat there and tried to call me, and he's at work. So,
Yeah, because I told him 6 p.m.
yeah, okay, you have to remember my 6 p.m. is different than your 6 p.m. So,
Where are you located?
in misery.
Okay, that's why.
Yeah.
All right. So what I'm going to do, because I didn't know if you were showing up or not, I didn't hear nothing because I
I'm
dropped
sorry.
everything in Discord, and I didn't hear anything.
I'm so
So
sorry.
what my plan is, I will end this live and restart it so it has your name and everything in it.
Okay.
And, okay, and we'll
Yeah,
get
that's
it
fine.
started from scratch.
All right, that's fine.
Okay,
I'm
and
about to
then
say
what
we
I'll
could
do,
continue
because
it from here.
huh?
We also could have continued it from here. That would have been fun as well.
Yeah, but it uh
I
okay,
got
we can do that.
it's up to you.
Yeah.
All right, Mr. P, thank you for coming up.
All right.
Hey, when you're free, let me know in Discord so we can do a live stream together.
Sounds good, bud. Have,
All
have a
right,
good
bro.
live.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So, um, I don't know if you knew this. Oh, she left. Did she kick herself off? I'm like, where'd she go?
No, okay. So what happened was I was actually signing in, so it could also go to my audience as well.
Okay.
So,
Hello, everybody.
right? Hi.
So your husband knew that
Hmm.
I saw a cancer doctor, right?
Hmm.
So I had a stressful couple weeks
Mm.
until I heard the results. And then I talked to him today,
Okay.
and everything came back negative.
Great. Great.
So, what's up, Chaka? How you doing, brother? So, this is Alyza Havok, everybody. She is well versed in holistic healing.
Yes.
So, I'm an advocate for mental health. It's very important to me. I don't promote medication here because it's not for everybody,
I agree.
but I do promote therapy.
Yes.
Okay. And my type of therapy is going to see a licensed therapist and expressing myself and talking about my things. But there are other types of therapies out there that you could use at the same time. And this is where Alyza Havok comes from and comes in to talk about. So, majority of this live stream is going to be me learning and asking questions. Okay.
Yeah.
And for you guys, it's going to be learning and asking questions, you know? So, Alyza Havok, what made you get into holistic healing?
Well, initially, what started me getting into holistic healing is that okay, so many know that I'm a mom, and I wanted to be the best version of a mom for my children. That's initially what started that. Um, Whenever I had that idea, I did not know how it was going to affect me. I just knew that um, I have kids that are grown, and then I have kids that are not grown. And I was a bit hard on my children that are grown. I mean, they won't say it, but I know it. So I wanted to try something different. I didn't really want to do the gentle parenting because I'm not even gonna hold you. At that time, baby, look, patience was not there at all. So I decided that, you know what, I wanted to learn something different. I wanted to do something different. If I was going to be the better version of me, I had to start and be vigilant in doing something different. Now, when I started, I thought it was just a matter of finding ways to take accountability for things, right? And don't get me wrong, that did help quite a bit, but that wasn't the end all be all. So I had to find other ways of taking myself deeper and doing more of said work. And when I say said work, I mean looking at my life, seeing where I actually had the decision to make different choices. In some cases, reparenting that because now I have the wherewithal, now I have the confidence of being able to do things that at maybe one point in time I was really afraid to do. Or even in showing myself compassion, because that was a big one for me. And I didn't realize it until about a year and a half later. Um, Whenever it came to showing me compassion, it was giving myself the space to sit there and say, you know what? Not everything is going to be perfect. Um, for me, the biggest thing for me was whenever I was growing up, I picked up on perfectionism. Everything had to be perfect. There was a time and a place for every little thing. And with being consistently told there's a time and a place, it didn't really leave a whole lot of room for mess ups. It didn't leave a lot of room for mistakes, accidents. Everything was always supposed to be purposeful.
Yep.
And the way that purpose was supposed to be what society sat there and told me was acceptable. And when I got to that point where I was able to give myself compassion, I was able to sit there and tell myself, you know what, it's okay to sit there and make a mistake. It's okay to backtrack. It's okay to, if you don't feel like doing anything, fuck, don't do it. You know, if you don't feel like you're good enough to handle a situation, then let that be what it is. Don't try to force it. Don't try to find energy and this and that from, you know, somewhere else and then still try to do it because I realized that I burned out a lot and I did it quickly, often. And I mean, to such a degree that I thought it was a norm when after giving myself the love and compassion that I realized I had been missing because I was looking for it externally everywhere else, I began to relax. I began to calm down. I began to see things as not as a big deal. Um, I would definitely say, honey, that part where I could sit there and say, look, that should be here tomorrow. Leave it till then and just kind of go take care of you. That can be a nap. That can be dancing in the middle of the room. That can be meditating. That can be listening to music, watching a TV show. Hell, eating bonbons, which, by the way, I've never eaten bonbons. I don't even know what the fuck that shit is. But, you know, But even if that was what I wanted to do, it was okay to do that.
Yeah.
It was okay um, to just take a break. And so that initially was what really got me started, was wanting to do something different with my kids. And then as I began the process, and I'm not going to sit here and act like it was overnight. It was not. It was a slow going process. I realized that I felt better, even if my kids didn't know, even if my husband didn't know. And in the process of that, I kind of began to get addicted to feeling better. So I would do it more and more and more and more.
Yep.
And then I would sit there and give myself like little goals, such as, matter of fact, I'll go ahead and give you guys an example of today. I went to the store and I brought a lot of cleaning supplies. So of course, whenever I come home, X out, he's like, "Babe, what are you doing?" "Shit, I'm cleaning." "Well, why are you cleaning?" "Because I want to clean." "Are you sure you're okay?" Yeah, I want to clean. I like being able to have a space that's clean, that whenever I look at it, I don't feel overwhelmed. I don't feel like, oh my God, I have to go ahead and get this done. And he said, "Well, you can do it tomorrow." I said, "I know, but how many days have I taken to where I could do it tomorrow?" And then when I look at it, this is stuff I can get done in like 25 minutes, if that. And then whenever I have the stuff I need, oh baby, I can sit there and knock that 25 minutes down to a quick 10.
Yeah.
And I did. And so he's like, "Okay, well, I just want to make sure that you're okay. And I want to make sure, like you're not mad or anything like that." No.
So basically, this is what led you up to getting
Mhm.
into holistic healing.
Yes.
So I was doing, you know, I was doing some research,
Mhm.
because I was interested to learn a little bit about it.
Right.
And it's body, mind, emotions, and
Mhm.
spirit.
Yes.
Okay, and that's what it mainly focuses on.
Mhm.
Stress is the major thing.
Yes.
Okay. Now, for somebody who's never meditated, okay,
Yeah.
because I've tried, all right, everybody around me says, hey, you should go meditate,
Oh,
okay,
yes.
or here, go listen to this while you're
Oh,
closing
yeah.
your eyes,
Oh,
so
yeah.
I'm a dummy here when it comes to the holistic healing, right?
Mhm.
You know, I, I know what yoga is. I know what breathing is. I know what journaling is.
Mhm.
But the two things I struggle with is the meditation, and
Right.
I'll be honest with you, I don't journal,
Oh.
because who wants to remember, like they say, write everything negative that's going on in your life and write it down and
Oh.
get it out of your system, right? This is
Mm.
what I was told.
Mhm.
I'm just sharing with you, okay?
Mhm.
I could be wrong. Or they just say what you're going through that day, write it down and don't let it affect you tomorrow.
Mm.
That's what I've been
Mm.
told. So I get all these different things about journaling. So I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to journal because I don't want to go back and read my
Mhm.
negative thoughts because they
Right.
might click back in there and say, hi, how you doing?
Right.
You know, but meditation for a dummy, and I'm not a dummy, I'm just saying, because the books they came out with, Microsoft,
Right.
these,
For dummies. Yes, I actually
yeah,
have some of those books, so don't feel
okay.
bad. I have like 15 of them.
So
Yeah.
for an amateur first time person looking at meditation, what should I do?
Okay, so I'm going to hit meditation and I'm going to hit journaling, since that's also a little, there's a bit of a discrepancy there. Okay, so first with journaling, or no, first with meditation. There are some meditations that you can do whenever you're listening to other people speak, and that's great. Me, I'm not trying to listen to nobody shit. I'm not even gonna hold you. uh, I grew up with the issue with authority, right? And my issue with authority is that I did not trust the authority figure or whoever is supposed to be directing me to have my best interest at heart. So for me, the initial, oh yeah, that wasn't gonna work. But what I found is that meditating is, as for me, right, it is as simple as well, let me actually preface this first by saying I'm a very visual person. Okay. I can even
Let's
have my
pause
eyes.
real quick. Let's pause right there.
Mhm.
Plastic African. Um, after the conversation ends, I will bring you up on panel. Um, this is my special guest. Once we're done talking about holistic healing, I'm gonna open up the panel and let you up. All right, bro. I just was I don't like interrupting people when they're talking. That's why I was waiting until we get to a pause
Mhm.
so I can let you up, plastic. All right.
Oh,
So
no, you're fine. You don't have to say sorry. You're fine. um, but what I would say is this: I am a very visual person. So that means even with my eyes open or my eyes closed, I can visualize anything I want. Now, a lot of people would consider this daydreaming. I don't consider it daydreaming. What meditation looks like for me is being able to see a version of me. Now, mind you, this can be child version, teenage version, young adult version, new mom, whatever, right?
yep.
Once again, for men, switch that, make it for you. But any version of me that needs something where um, I'm able to visualize love, compassion, pain, anger, frustration, all of that. One of the things that I actually came up with, I'm sorry, I'm seeing this one piece of hair and it's driving me nuts. I know, I'm sorry. Distraction, ADHD brain. Um, but one of the things that worked for me is being able to just say my name. Like, kind of for those who are not as visual as I am, close your eyes, say your name and then just say, hey, show me your insert here. So this can be show me your rage, show me your frustration, show me your anxiety, show me your love, show me your compassion, show me your empathy. Um, show me the version of you that wants to save the world, save the squirrels. Show me the version of you that wants to burn all this bitch down to the ground. So for me, it started off with Alyza, show me your rage. What does that look like? And I chose that because even though I didn't realize it at the time, I had a lot of stuff that I had been holding on to. I had a lot of stuff that I was angry about, resentful about. I felt suppressed. Um, Even in some of the things that are considered oppressions, all of that, right? I wasn't able to really express them. I mean, like I could sit there and talk to somebody, but I feel like I would have to give so many details because I need you all to feel like you're there. So whenever I'm expressing something, you all can understand where I'm coming from versus just, oh, you know what, that's crazy, you know? Um, so I would do that. And the first time it looked like I had kind of turned, like I kind of did one of those, I'm trying to think of the X-Men poses of Cyclops when he's like this. And I remember doing that and my entire body was flames on fire. And I'm not gonna hold you. Visually, I thought that shit, look, as a like third party, like watching that, oh, I thought that shit was cool as fuck. I was like, bro. Cause me, I like superhero and I like comics and stuff like this. So I was like, dude, hell yeah. And the second time I did it, I was expecting to see a continuation of the first one. No. The second time I did it, I was screaming, and I remember seeing the entire city line. And whenever I was screaming, there was no words, no sounds. It was just fire coming out like a big ass dragon. It was fire coming out everywhere. And then I did it until there was no more fire coming out. And then I asked myself, what is it that you need from me right now? And I think at that time I needed to cry and then I needed to feel safe. And once again, this is all in my head. I'm sitting there and I'm doing that. And for me, it looked like allowing me to cry as long as I needed. So I didn't rush it, I didn't end it or anything like that. But then giving myself a blanket, kind of in visualizing me laying on a pillow on a blanket and being on a swing and then just kind of like rubbing my hair, rubbing my back, things that, your mommy would do to make you feel safe and comforted.
And safe.
And after that, I felt so much better. I didn't even realize how that moment changed so much for me. And so once again, occasionally I'll sit there and go back and do rage and then see what it does for me. There have been times where I've said, Alyza, show me your compassion. And I will see things like, like a butterfly that will land directly on my finger and somehow there'll be a ladybug crawling right with it. And, I'm able to be so compassionate that there is so much safety that is in the tip of my fingers that the butterfly could have started off as a caterpillar, made an entire chrysalis, open, bloomed from the chrysalis, start, going into a butterfly, and I still have the chrysalis there. And instead of me crushing it up and throwing it away, I literally still have it there and I allow it to hang on my finger the entire time. So for me, whenever it comes to meditating, mine was more so just envisioning. Because if we're going to be honest, a lot of times what we envision that we want to do is exactly what the fuck it is we want to do. And society tells us that we can't. But at least if you're doing it in your mind, I mean, if we're going to get technical, nobody gets hurt externally. Because I'm not going to hold y'all. There's been a few people that have gone up in flames too. And baby, look, I didn't feel sorry for it at all. Not at all. I'm not even going to sit there and try to pretend. Nope. Baby, look, you couldn't have found a fuck for me to give. Not one. Okay. But if you're doing it in your mind or if you're doing it in your mind's eye or even just, a fantasy or a daydream about it, that does not mean that you have to do it externally, but being able to allow your mind to see yourself experiencing those things. We don't realize that we're given vindication, we're given validation, we're given acceptance, we are giving even compassion, especially in the, what is it that you need from me afterwards, instead of just letting them rage out.
Yep.
That's giving compassion. So a lot of the things that we want externally, we're able to give ourselves in a moment that's really, really quick. And you begin to feel that all over your body. You're able to breathe differently. You're able to find peace. You're able to find calm. And especially to those who don't know what that feels like, that is definitely something I would sit there and say trying. Now, don't get me wrong. If you guys want to sit and listen to the weird ass fucking music and then sit there and be trying to hum, because baby, look, my ADHD brain, no, it's not going to do that. Because if I sit there and I start humming and I'm listening to music, oh, don't have that bitch go off. I'm going to want to stop, sit there and try to restart the thing. And then, oh, if I got, if my kids are there, I'm going to want to stop and sit there and take care of them and do this and do that. And then by that time, I'm going to forget what the fuck I was doing. So it's a matter of being able to really talk to you, because that's initially what it's supposed to be. Like if you have things that you want to get out because you have not been able to speak on it, once again, that's also great as far as therapy. But whenever we're talking about meditation, that's supposed to be you going inward. And so if you're going inward, you can literally just envision yourself.
Now with meditation, I get told it's supposed to get rid of the negative thoughts.
Oh, hell no. Intrusive thoughts are intrusive thoughts. Don't get me wrong. What that is after you have practiced that, long enough to where you can be able to focus on you and what you have going on is more important than anything else, then
Yeah.
that helps with the intrusive thoughts. It's for them people that literally can't sit in a room by themselves and deal with their thoughts for 2 minutes. That is not the way to go. I would suggest that you go through the phase of, just allowing yourself to sit there and show you what it is they want to show you. Because if we're going to be 100% honest, it's you that they want the vindication, the validation, the acceptance, the wherewithal, all that you're looking for externally. You want it from you because you believe you.
Yep.
Okay? So, for those who don't understand what that means, you can sit there and try to find some amazing woman out there, right? And you can sit there and tell her all your problems. Let's be honest. If she don't give a fuck, she don't give a fuck. It don't make her bad. It just means that she don't care.
Yep.
If you're looking for empathy and somebody else has something else going on, the fact that they're not able to give you what it is that you feel that you need at that given time, it doesn't mean that you're not worth it. It doesn't mean that you're not okay. It doesn't mean that you're not accepted and all this other stuff. It just means that they have something else going on. But whenever you're sitting in your emotions, it feels very much like an attack. It feels very much like you are not cared for. You were, like there is not trust there. And, those emotions can spiral down. So just keep it to you.
Yep.
Now, as far as the journaling, I've always been a person that journals, right? And in my journals, baby, I talk about everything under the sun and under the moon and hell, everything under in any other fucking solar system that we know or that we don't know. I'm not going to sit there and just specify it up to negative because honestly, if you're doing that, that means you are taking a lot of energy and a lot of time to focus on negative shit that you don't want. And for me, if you sit there and say that you don't want to feel this shit, you don't want to experience it, why would you sit there and try to relive it? Emotional, mental, spiritual, in some cases physical, because understand your body knows even before your mind does. So even the idea of reliving that, your body's going to feel everything. So why would I do all that for some shit that I don't want? That don't make any sense. Now, a lot of times, whenever I'm journaling, I will sit there and write like cool shit, happy shit, the stuff I actually do want to focus on. It can be a dream, daydream, fantasy. It can be what the fuck happened that, seemed like really mundane.
Yeah.
Um, it can be anything, but I truly have always believed in where what is that saying? I'm trying to remember the saying. Where your attention goes, the energy flows.
Yep.
So for those who don't understand that, let me break that down. What you focus on is literally either what you're going to bring to you or what you're going to notice. Let's say that, you know what, you have a decent life. You're not really around fuckery. But this one day you ran into a Karen. Nobody likes Karens, right? Sorry if your name is Karen. Your mama don't like you. I say what I said. Anywho, but no one wants to sit there and constantly focus on dealing with the Karen because then subconsciously you're going to be looking out for Karens. I don't want to sit there and focus on sitting there and trying to find or look out for a Karen. Okay. I'd rather just sit there and focus on my happy place, whatever that looks like. That can look like, something on Supernatural. That can look like, me being a witch. That can look like me being a vampire. Hey, black vampires. Hey, that can look like anything. I don't want to focus on the Karen. I don't. I mean, I can sit there and write what happened. I'll write it in a very blasé way. Some people, they'll sit there and tell you to take it out, set that bitch on fire. And, if that is your formal release, that's great. A lot of people, they don't have a formal release. So that just looks like attempted arson. And, ironically, that's bad. So, we don't want to do stuff like that, but I'm not going to sit there and focus on the thing I don't want. That's crazy to me.
Now, with holistic healing, it also has, and correct me if I'm wrong, the way you eat.
Hmm. Yes, that
Because,
does have a lot
um,
of to do with it. Yeah.
yes, nutrition.
Hmm.
I was I had just started changing the way I eat.
Hmm.
Um, because I'm not happy in my own skin.
Right.
I'm not happy with myself. And
Right.
one thing I've learned, if you're not happy with you, how can you be happy with somebody else?
Hmm. Or
If you
something else.
if you can't love you,
Mhm.
how can you love somebody else? And that's what I've been dealing with for the past 7 years. When me and my wife got divorced,
Mhm.
um, that's what I've been dealing with is self love.
Mhm.
And I'm almost to that point. Um, it is just self love. You know, so it looks like I'm gonna have to, after this live, actually communicate with you more about holistic healing because I have a lot of damage that I have to repair still, physically and mentally.
My response to that would be it's about perspective. I mean, let's be honest. Everybody in the world has some kind of trauma. Everybody in the world feels damaged, especially trying to keep up with the imaginary Joneses, aka what society, societal expectations, right? Because some of them you agree with, some of them ain't got shit to do with you, and you're not supposed to be doing. But whenever it comes to working on oneself for self love, I would have to ask: is there a part of you that feels like you don't deserve it?
Well, yeah, there is a part of me that don't deserve it.
Mm. See,
And
if you notice, you said there's a part of you that doesn't deserve it. I asked if there's a part of you that feels like you don't deserve it. See, I'm one of those people that believe that everybody deserves self love. Now,
oh, I
my
agree, I deserve it. You know, it's just accepting it.
mm,
And that's what I struggle with.
well, see, here's the very very interesting thing, right? We really don't take in consideration how strong our mind and our body actually is because we were never taught. Um, you can make yourself believe anything that you want. Doesn't have to actually be socially accurate. You can make yourself believe it though to such a degree that literally your body starts responding differently. I'll give an example or two. Um, actually, I'll give an exercise. Think in your mind, just say your name and say that we are deserving of self compassion and self love. What is the quickest way I can show you, like, what is the smallest example I can do to show you? There'll be an answer that pops up. You'll feel it, you'll hear it, you'll know it. Once again, you don't have to share it with nobody. That ain't nobody's business. That's yours. But whatever that is, however it felt, doing the smallest thing starts you there. And a lot of times, whenever we're getting in external relationships, we depend on them. And we've also been taught this, right? So it's not like we came up with this by ourselves, but we depend on them to fill in that void that we feel we're not supposed to do ourselves, or that we can't do ourselves, or that it's too scary. So especially when it comes to self-love and self-worth, it is more of a taking a few moments out, asking yourself. And don't get me wrong, I understand we're on YouTube. When I say asking yourself, I'm not talking about your YouTube name. I'm talking about your given name, the one you identify with, the most. And that can be a nickname. That can be the name your mother or your father gave you, or, that can be whatever name it is that you truly go by, right? But in doing that, just ask, hey, what is the simplest way that I can be here for you? What is it that you need right now that you would either not tell me or that you don't want anybody else to know? And no matter what it is, you can either envision it in your mind or you can go and begin to do it for yourself. It's people have made it so complicated, and it's really, really simple. It really is. Whenever you actually know how to do it, it's actually really, really simple. And it's something that you can do on a regular basis. Now, when it comes to self worth, that kind of goes back to my comment about perspective, because we can all see faults in ourselves. We do that. I mean, one of the things that we tend to do whenever we feel like somebody's going to judge us, we tend to do it worse, at such a degree to where we are hoping that nothing anybody else does can hurt us worse than we've hurt ourselves, right?
Yep.
But in that same aspect, you can ask yourself how much of that you believe, how much of that is actually true. Hello. Um, how much of that did you come up with, and how much of it was truly your idea, or were you trying to protect yourself? Were you trying to put on a thicker wall so that you wouldn't be hurt? Because I'll use myself as an example. One of the things that I tend to do is envisioning that any type of belief that is not conducive to the healthiest version of me, right?
Yep.
I would rather sit there and literally try to pull it. It can look like a ball, look like a shape, doesn't fucking matter. Just kind of pull it somewhere and then disperse of it. And that can look like going up in glitter. That can go look like going up in lights. One of my favorites is turning it into bats that are on fire, because I'm a little demented, aren't we all? Um, it can even look like spatters of blood, or, whatever anybody's mind decides to make up. And it doesn't have to be in that center of what I said. It can be anything, right? Um, but disperse of it. Yes. Yes, I agree. Because I do the same thing. um, but I mean, disperse a bit however it is you see fit. And I say those different types of examples because for some people, it going up in, like, like glitter, that's not gonna work. That's gonna make them uncomfortable. It seems too feminine, it seems too girly, it seems too this, it seems too that. And so you're gonna sit there and try to nitpick it. Fuck all that then. Make it go away however it is you sit there and see fit. I mean, there's been a few times I've sat there and put all those emotions in a box and I've drowned it. There's been times where I've sat there and thrown off a cliff. I mean, I've turned it into birds, I've turned it into bats, I've turned it into all kind of stuff. Ironically, obviously I like fire because this shit's been on fire. I mean, one of my favorites is I will sit there and turn it into flying bats that are on fire, and literally I get to sit there and see, after they truly been consumed, their ashes coming to the ground, but it never actually touches the ground. So that
Yep.
way, no remnants of it will I be able to sit there and touch and obtain. And it also can't go back to me. So that means I am literally rid of it, right? So that's one of the things that I tend to do. But I also like to fill in those same areas, like the spaces that are empty due to those belief systems that are no longer conducive to me. I like to fill them in with, okay, you know what? We're going to go ahead and give ourselves self compassion. It looks like, being able to accept help. It looks like being able to say no. Without feeling guilt and without feeling shame. It can look like being able to, do something for me that I want to do, right? It can look like any of those. But it doesn't always have to look the same. But I do sit there and try to fill in. That way, if there is a wall, it's still a strong wall. But due to the plug-in, it changes the dynamic of the wall, if that makes sense.
Yes.
So that's one of the things that I do heavily. It's okay.
Oh my God.
Honestly, I like the Viking. I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah, but my backdrop fell.
It's okay.
That's
Um,
that's embarrassing. When it falls, you see the kitchen in the background. It just makes it easier to get up and get a drink.
yeah, that too. See? But one of the things that we don't take in consideration is that our minds are a lot stronger than we give them credit for. We're constantly depending on somebody else to sit there and tell us how to use our shit. And honestly, just talk to yourself. You will know exactly what it is you need. If you have a hard time getting an answer, oh, these are fun. Um, Something that everybody can do. You can sit there and have your arms. I mean, literally, I was sitting the other day, ironically, in the tub, and I decided to sit there and have my hands even, right? Or at least my arms even. And I said my left arm was going to be for yes, and my right arm was going to be for no. And then I would sit there and just ask myself questions. Whichever one that looks like it's rising, even with your stuff still parallel, whichever one looks like it's rising, or whichever one you sit there and you tend to focus on more, that's your answer. Whenever you're standing, you can do moving forward for yes and back for no. Mind you, um, the whenever you're doing that, the way you kind of have to program yourself, right? So you can sit there and I'll give an example. Sit there and say, Alyza, whenever we move forward, this is yes. Whenever we're moving backwards, this is a no. So
Yep.
you're programming yourself, right? And then you can do it that way. For those that don't stand, I mean, I can either use the arm thing, I can use the hand thing. There used to be a thing where I could sit there and do it on my arm. And I mean, it still works. It's just there are various ways of talking to you. And here's the thing, your body's not going to lie to you, even if you wanted to. It's not
Yep.
going to lie to you. So, I mean, for those who don't really know what that looks like, for those who don't know what having a conversation with yourself actually looks like. Now, mind you, whenever you want to actually have a deeper conversation that does not consist of a yes or no answer, I would say start off with a yes or no. And the main reason why is because along with those answers, you begin to kind of hear what your voice looks like or what it feels like or what it sounds like, right? So for those that would get a yes, not only will you begin to go forward, but there will be something else that feels like that yes before you begin to move forward, right? In the same vice versa, there'll be something that feels like that no before you begin to sit there and slowly move back. So, I mean, get to know what you sound like. No
Yep.
one else can do it for you. And it's not going to be a one-off fix-all. It's not. But it helps you a lot because now you know what yourself sounds like. You know what your intuition sounds like. For the record, everybody has fucking intuition. It is not just a woman thing. If you came from a woman, being that we are Homo sapiens, at least most of us, look, if y'all aliens, look, I need to have a little bit more study time with y'all. I don't know. But for those that are Homo sapiens, you all have your mother's DNA, even if you are male, right? You were an XX that turned into an XY. Therefore, you still have this. So you still have intuition.
Yeah,
Get
both.
yes. Get to know your voice. And then after that, you can be able to ask deeper questions.
Yep. Because if I had my mother's DNA
Hmm.
and not my father's, I would have had bronze skin, dark brown hair, brown eyes. I would have looked good. My mom was a beautiful woman growing up. All right? I would have been a beautiful man growing up. All right.
There's a lot of people. Well, my kids sit there and say, "Mommy, you're so beautiful." I said, "Okay." Matter of fact, I actually had this conversation with my son today. Yes. But you know, the conversation we had is that he sat there and said, "Mom, I don't feel beautiful. I don't feel this." And I said, "Okay, well, hold on. Do you look like your mom?" Yeah. I said, "Do you think your mom is ugly or your mom is beautiful?" I said, "I'm not going to be upset if you sit there and think either one. I'm not going to be upset." He said, "Mom, you're beautiful." How am I beautiful? And you look exactly like me. And you're not beautiful. I don't know. I just don't feel that way. So then we had to sit there and have 45 minutes for me to go ahead and help him process through his stuff too. Because
Yep.
understand, this isn't just for adults. Kids feel this too. And if we're going to be 100% honest, a lot of times as kids is where a lot of it begins.
Yep.
So,
I do have somebody that's been sitting in the background.
okay.
His name's Plastic African.
All right.
Give me a thumbs up if you're ready, Plastic. Put your camera on and give me a thumbs up, or let me know if you're ready to come up on panel.
I don't know if he's ready to come up yet or not. Oh,
He says, "Give me a sec." All right. Okay. So I know he is Mr. P. I know a Plastic African's cool.
Mm.
So, you know what? I was talking to my son yesterday, right?
Mm-hmm.
I learned a little. I'm learning more and more about my DNA. Right?
Okay.
My son did Ancestry.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if I showed you a picture of my son, he
Mhm.
looks identical to me.
Mm-hmm.
And he found out he was 10% African. Okay. He found this out. He's
Uh-huh.
like, I'm talking to him on the phone, right? Was it on? No, he was on the live, on the panel.
Mm-hmm.
Because he started going to church. He's
Right.
getting baptized in February, right?
Congratulations.
And, he wanted to share that with the world. He came up on panel and shared it with the world.
He's excited. Yeah.
My son is, very special to me.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll be honest with the whole community, and I've said it many times. I was the worst father growing up. Worst,
I think so.
in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right, Plastic African said he's ready to come up on panel.
Okay.
All right. The floor is yours, young man.
Oh, for real? The floor is mine,
You
not the world. The world is all ours. As you say, no matter what we have, it's all good. Our trauma is just collective to what you can handle. You understand that, don't you? Our ancestors understood that. That's the collective of the world. Yeah. How's it going, guys?
Alyza, that's Plastic. Do you know who that is?
No.
All right. So, this is his second time up on my panel.
Okay.
Mr. P knows who he is.
Okay.
And Mr. P said he's cool.
I am cool. I'm groovy. I'm like old school. I have a spirit that is beckoned from the lands before people knew. I get you. You think it's the name is, but it isn't. That's the point, isn't it? Our societies these days, what's happening with the AI, with what's going on in our global institutions, is breaking us down as people, as free thought, as what we have, as how we collectively
So,
become
Plastic.
our brothers
Question.
and sisters.
So, what is your take on holistic healing?
On holistic.
Healing, yes. That's what this live stream's about. You lost your sound.
He went mute. There you go. Try it one more time. No.
Oh, the holistic
Okay, there we go. We
healing,
got it now.
right?
Yes.
Oof. Well, that's conjecture, don't you think? Like the healing of what? Our spirits or our bones, our bodies, our organs?
All of it.
Well, I mean, again, I would add that humanity is almost suppressing life itself. So they grew a kidney, and then they put blood through the kidney. The kidney produced urine. Wow, kidney 3 exists. Eh, have a third kidney. That's holistic. That's what society can give you. If isn't that what we want? We want to be immortal to this world.
I don't
You
want to
know?
be immortal to this world.
Well, how do you know? You haven't met death.
Um, I have.
Well, he is all our companion. I know.
I would tell you the experience that I had. I wish I would have never came back alive.
I mean, I've had a similar experience, or a couple actually.
So, but I want to. I'm going to drop you back down for a second, Plastic African, and then we're going to change the subject. All right.
Okay, okay.
Yes, Jackie.
So, but um, I'm lost now.
It's okay.
So, all right. I don't think I want to live to be immortal.
Oh no. It's funny
Um,
that we sit there when we talk about that because there was a game that I used to sit there and play with my kids, and the game was, would you rather be a werewolf or a vampire, and why? There were a few people, Exiled is included in this, who said that he would rather be a vampire so he can be immortal. I'm good. I would rather be able to be alive, have a family, if that means procreate. I would rather go through my changing. I understand that as a werewolf, you're changing. That is literally um, a makeshift catalyst for transformation. Okay. I would rather go through a transformation because every single time I'm transforming, I'm learning something new about myself. I'm also allowing myself to sit there and become whatever it is that I'm transforming into. That can look like a wolf, that can look like a monster. Once again, it's somebody else's perspective. That can look like a whole nother creature that's coming out of, from being a Homo sapien. And then you get to go back. So, I mean, I'd pick a werewolf every time.
so I love this dude to death. His name is Vibrant. Okay.
Hmm.
And his thing is zombie, werewolf, vampire. That's what he is.
Mm,
Okay.
werewolf.
So everybody, if you caught it, it was. I'll be honest. At the beginning of the live, I was stressing out.
Hmm.
Okay. At the beginning of the live, yes, I was stressing out. Um, I didn't. I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know if Alyza was going to make it.
Sorry.
So I was stressing out. So when you catch the replay, you will see me stressing out. It's normal. We all do it.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Um, now that I have Eliza's, we're connected on Discord.
Hmm.
If I decided to do another live with her
Yeah.
later on down the line, it's direct.
Yeah.
You
I
know,
feel, I feel like I came on Black people's time. My bad. I mean, because look, hey, I was expecting to sit there and get word from my husband, and then I realized, okay, well, you know what? He can't work right now. And then, ironically, I'm on my computer, so I had the I had the tag up, or the tab, and then I just happen to go to the tab. I'm like, oh crap. Okay, so yeah,
So,
yes,
BSD.
yeah, Black Standard Time. Facts.
So, I would, so Mr. P comes up, right? And he knows your husband.
Oh
He's
god.
yes. That's how I met your husband. Okay, Mr.
Oh.
Mr. P, right? And then
Mm,
me and your husband just kicked it off since, right?
right.
And you know, your husband's a solid dude.
Hmm.
So he has his moments, but he's solid.
Yeah, I was gonna say when he wants to be, he's as solid as a rock. Understand, he's
Yes.
a ram. That means that sometimes, no, but that's okay because that's where I come into play and I kind of re-steady him. But look, if y'all sitting there messing with them online, don't expect me to save y'all. I only put on my cape for certain people, and it's purple with green trim. Hell, half the time I'm a villain, half the time I'm a hero. I'm an anti-hero, ain't that what they call them? I get to decide if I'm going to be nice today or not.
Yes. So Chalkiverse is a friend of the community.
Mhm.
Um, so Chalkiverse, can you please drop your link in chat so people can sub up to you? Put a one in chat if you're a content creator, because I will tell you this: everybody that's a content creator that supports this channel, I support theirs.
Mhm.
All right, and I mod all content creators.
Except mine, because honestly, I will only do content on mine if I'm requested. Other than that, I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. There's a lot of people that irritate me, and the thing is, you'll never know it. But I'm one of those that if you sit there, like, okay, I'll give a perfect example. We have been planning this for a while, so it was requested. It was something that was important to me, important to him, and also important to my husband, which is why I'm happily here. But if you are somebody that wants me to come there and deal with some BS,
That's not you. I know that. You
I'm
hate
sitting
it.
there like, I would rather be sitting there and kicking it with my kids. I like my kids. I'd rather sit there and be playing some Mortal Kombat and beating somebody's ass and sitting there and feeling all the validation instead of having to sit there and argue with anybody. Now, don't get me wrong. There are times where I will pop up. And once again, you may get Alyza, you may get Havok. Either way, shit, I mean, whenever she's out the bag, ain't no putting her back in. But
I've
no.
heard you. I've heard you. I've heard you.
Oh yeah.
Huh?
I even have a friend of mine. He's like, I want to debate you. No, you don't. Because if it gets to a debate, baby, look, we're friends now. When we get to that point, I'm one that very much believes in put your emotions at the threshold because the facts don't give a fuck about your feelings and your feelings don't give a fuck about the facts, and I will test you. Don't do that. And
You
I'll
know
do
what's
it
funny?
everywhere.
You know what's funny, Eliza?
What's
My
that?
co-host says the same thing.
Mhm. That's because
Charlie.
it's real. That's because
She
it's real.
says, you know, facts don't give a fuck about your feelings. You know, I love it because it's so true.
Mm-hmm.
Charbaddy, can you drop your link in chat so people can sub up to you?
Oh, I pissed a lot of people off. Oh, Alyza, I liked you. You're bad.
You can
Like,
go ahead and drop Eliza's link in chat.
oh, yeah, I guess. Yeah, you guys can go ahead and drop it in chat. That's fine. Oh yeah, that's absolutely fine. Um,
Have you commented in chat yet?
Me? Hold on. No.
Yeah, post a comment in chat so the mods
Okay.
can.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, she found you.
I
Is it Alyza Havok?
I have one that's Alyza Havok. I also have another one that is the Rational Mystic.
Okay.
So yeah. I mean, I have two. One is literally for healing purposes. The other one is where you know, if whenever I make content, I'm making content. But if I'm making specific healing content, aka if I am giving exercises or things of this nature to be able to kind of help release a lot of stuff that we don't even realize we're still holding on to, then that kind of goes towards that Alyza Havok. And Havok is with a K, my dear.
So, you might want to. So you have ADHD. You mentioned, right?
Yep.
So I actually have a live later this week talking about ADHD because it's actually tomorrow. Believe it or not, my co-host, because she has ADHD really bad.
Right.
So the live is Life with ADHD.
Huh.
Okay.
Oh, that sounds fun.
So if you happen to be here after we talk about ADHD, you know, the medical terms, because this channel is for educational purposes only. And like the banner in the bottom, I'm not a medical professional. So I'm just a person who is an advocate for mental health, you know, and whenever I have started doing is whenever I cover an article, I put it in the description of the video so they can find the article and look it up themselves.
Right.
If they want to get more detail or if they want to look up more. So a lot of men don't talk about mental health.
Right.
There's a lot of men out there that don't do yoga, don't do Ginger Snaps. How you doing?
Hey, Ginger.
Later on, after the live, I will group chat you and BB. I saw BB in here earlier. I didn't get the chance to shout you out because we were deep in conversation. So, Trock, how you doing? So, since I met my co-host, I've been thrown into, introduced into other sectors of YouTube. Okay. And also, if things work out and this dude happens, it's okay, Trock. Take care, bro. And this dude happens to get signed by a major record label. I'm only going to be doing live streams 3 days a week.
Right.
Because if he gets signed, I'm going to be real busy. But I'm going to make it to where I'm there Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.
Right.
Okay? Because I'm going to become a bodyguard.
Nice.
A personal bodyguard.
I will say this. If you wanted to remember where we were before, yes, it is Charbaddy. If you wanted to remember where we were, I believe we were talking about your son and how he was doing ancestry.
Yes. Okay. So my dad came up to me. He's like, I heard we have Asian in us, right? I said to my dad, I already knew this.
Right.
Because I'm a Viking descent. I'm a Viking.
I mean, we have everything.
Huh?
Vikings have everything. They have black, white, Asian. I mean, everything that could have been considered a pirate or could have been going to their version of freedom, however that looked. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but I'm actually going to do it for myself. Okay. I'm actually going to do it for myself. Hey, Chaka, I'd love to have you up as a guest. So Tuesdays and Thursdays, well, the thing is, does things differently.
Right.
On Tuesdays and Thursdays. So this Thursday can be whatever we talk about. So if you're up for it, Chaka, you can come on my channel and we can talk about anything. Today, I wanted to talk about holistic healing with yours truly, Alyza Havok, right? Yes. And this has been in the works for a while, believe it or not.
Yeah, for a
Okay,
while.
it's just that I wanted to be in the right headspace to ask
Mm,
questions. You know, I wanted to be. Um, it's just been because I wanted to learn new things,
mhm,
and a lot of people in this community that's not new here that knows me, that's known me since I started this channel.
mhm,
I was very energetic, enthused. I was
mhm,
very upbeat. When
mhm.
Exile first met me, when your husband first met me, I was upbeat.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And
Yes.
then I hit a really dark place in life, you
Right.
know, and he would reach out and actually ask me how I'm doing.
We care. Yes.
Okay. And I'm like, well, only friends reach out to you to see how you're doing.
Hmm. Absolutely.
Acquaintances don't.
Absolutely.
They don't even think of you,
Hmm.
you know, and that really, I'm like, okay, dude cares. That's amazing. I
Hmm.
respect that, among other things, you know. And my son is in chat, and I'm pretty sure he heard me when I said I wasn't the greatest father, and he can attest to that. Okay.
I would still say that's your perspective. Because here's the
But
thing.
we,
Even
we
when
communicate, you
mhm,
know, we're talking. I'm going to see him hopefully in June when I go back up north
mhm.
for a week. It's not really a vacation because I'm going up there to see my best friend's daughter graduate high school.
Oh, that's nice.
Uh, her father was life was taken too short,
Mm,
and she was home when it happened.
mm,
She was in bed sleeping when it happened outside.
mm,
Okay, so
mm.
it it did a number on her mentally,
Right.
and I didn't want to reach out to her. I wanted her to reach out to me, so I waited. Okay, and then she did Christmas Day,
Hmm.
and she told me she was graduating June, and I said I'll be there on your father's behalf.
Hmm.
When are you graduating in June? And she told me, and I
Right.
told her I will be there. So if people are wondering why I have PayPal pinned to the top, is because I need your help, the community's help for this trip.
Right.
And if you can't help, I'm still going. It would just help me. You know, um, I'm getting the plane ticket in April, so it's bought in advance,
Hmm.
as cheap as I can get it.
Right.
So, and then yeah, that's what I got going on.
Well, I was gonna say that a lot of times, and people don't talk enough about this, we see things through our traumas and not through our actual eyes. Okay, so what I mean by
I
that,
used to. I agree with that right there. That
yeah.
statement. I used to see things through my trauma.
Hmm.
I used to.
So that's I want to go ahead and break that down for the audience, right? So what that means is whenever you're seeing somebody or you're hearing somebody, especially when you're hearing somebody else's experience, a lot of times based off of your trauma, how you were raised, how you were treated, we tend to think that everybody feels the same way that we do. Everybody shares our opinion because it makes us feel comfortable. It makes us feel normal. Things of this nature. A lot of times, you guys will hear me sit there and say, "Baby, I'm afraid of the normies. I will never be normal. I'm very much the weirdo. Don't have a problem with being a weirdo. The shit. It landscape is beautiful out here. Uh, um, but a lot of times we tend to hear things through our traumas. So whenever I sat there and said that is your perspective, what that means is a lot of times, especially as parents, what we aim to do at the very beginning is to be the type of parent that we wanted whenever we were growing up or that we felt that we needed. And then as life progresses, we tend to give various excuses as to why we can't do that. And one is because we haven't taken the time to actually heal ourselves. So we really don't know what it feels like or what it looks like to be able to give somebody else what we feel like we've never had. And when I say that, I'm not talking about, a trust fund baby sitting there buying everything at a store. No, I'm talking about giving them all the emotional bandwidth, skills, tools, mental, emotional, in some cases spiritual, and everything else like this, right? I'm talking about those, right? So whenever we sit there and we see our parenting, and once again, I'm also guilty of this. So whenever I'm talking about this, I'm saying it from personal perspective. But even as parents, we can always see something better that we could have done or worse that we could have done. And a lot of times we really don't have that conversation with the kid on what they think. We just feel like based off of how we feel, had our parents did that to us, or being that they did do that to us and how we felt out of it, that we tend to judge and ridicule ourselves whenever it comes to our parenting. Remember, that's initially what got me started, and I had to come to terms with the fact that I'm a great mom. Hell, my kids like me. And when I say like me, I mean, I don't have to worry about lying. I don't have to worry about stealing. If anything ever happens to my kids, I don't have to sit there and wish and hope and pray that they'll sit there and come to me. They will. Whenever it comes to who they want to hang out with, it's me. And I've been able to do that and balance it in such a way to where I don't have a problem being their friend, but they also understand I'm your mama. That
Yep.
means that, I'm your protector. I'm your warrior. I'm your first line of defense from anybody in this world. It don't matter who it is. And your daddy is also first line of defense. And if your daddy needs to, he is also your first line of defense with me, and vice versa. So luckily, being that my husband and I, we actually have this same mentality whenever it comes to that. That makes parenting very, very easy with us, right? But like I said before, the way I feel like I was harsh with my older kids because I became the kind of mom that I had that was always on my ass. And I did not understand why. And then I realized I started doing it to my daughter. And then I would, even whenever I would back off, I would feel like crap. I would feel horrible. I would want to cry because I'm remembering and I'm reliving all of those emotions from whenever it was done to me. And I said, no, I have to do something because this is not cool. This is not who I want to be. This is not what I want to be. And now, more than likely, she's going to pass that off to her kid. And, it kind of, for her, it stemmed with me. Right. So, whenever I'm sitting there, I'm talking about that from perspective. I actually had to have a conversation with her on what she felt about my parenting, the things that she absolutely hated, the things that she didn't like, the things that she did like, the things that she wants to do with her baby, and then the things that she didn't like, but she might end up doing because she now understands why I put them in place. And I had to have that conversation. And then the hardest part of that conversation, y'all, I'm not even gonna hold you, was I had to accept everything that she said that I did wrong. I had to eat it all. I could not defend. I could not argue. I mean, I could, but I forced myself to stomach it all because even though I want to go into defense mode, I want to go to explanation, I want to go to, no, that's not how I remember it. I have to remember it's not about my perspective. It's about how it affected her. And that's where my main goal was. And you know what? I may not hear, I may hear some things I don't like. And I had to sit there and I had to eat it. And then afterwards, I asked her for her forgiveness. And I also took time to forgive myself. And I did it in front of her. So it wasn't like something that I did privately. I did it also in front of her. And she agreed with it. So then our relationship started anew from that point. But she'll sit there and constantly tell me, Mom, you didn't have to do that. I know I didn't have to, but it's something that I wanted to do and I felt that I needed to do. I mean, there's a lot of things I feel like I need to do, but I don't do.
Yeah.
I mean, welcome to adulting. I hope you enjoy your stay. But that honestly, I felt that she was important enough for me to sit there and, not only make that promise to her, but also make it to me. And here's the thing. I've gotten to the point now where I might lie to y'all, but I'm not gonna lie to me. I'm not. I like me too much. I mean, shit, I'm a pretty cool chick. I mean, I ain't the best yet,
Yep.
but shit, I'm pretty cool. So, I mean, shit, I fucks with me. Therefore, I'm not gonna sit there and try to damage my relationship with me. Nah, nah. So I ain't gonna lie to me. So whenever I made that promise, it was a promise I made to me. So if nothing else, I'm gonna sit there and keep my end of the bargain for me, and she gets to benefit off of it. And that's if I choose not to do it for her. But lately, it's been more I'm doing it for me because I don't do enough for me. So
You know, recently, in the past, I think it was 6 years ago, 7 years ago, um, I had a hatred for motorcycles and bikers
mhm,
because of what happened to me in my childhood.
mhm,
And my therapist said, "Why do you hate motorcycles?" She's like, "I really don't like more. It's not the motorcycles I don't like.
mhm,
It's people who ride them, right?"
mhm,
And she's like, "Why?" Because the guy who took advantage of me as a child was a biker.
mhm.
She's like, "Okay, I understand, but you're taking something one person did to you
Mhm.
and you're blaming it on the whole community of them."
Right.
You know, so a couple years after that conversation, I bought a motorcycle. And I was 38 when I bought the motorcycle. And I was hearing these people, "Oh, once you hit 38, you shouldn't buy a motorcycle because it's too late, too old for you to buy a bike." Hell no, it wasn't. When I
Shit.
bought that bike, you want to know something? I didn't know how to ride a motorcycle. And the minute that motorcycle got running, man, I hopped on that bike and it was like I knew what I was doing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I was up on the highway, going down curvy roads. I
Mm-hmm.
was up in the mountains. You know, I took that motorcycle everywhere. Within 2 weeks, I put a couple of thousand miles on that motorcycle in 2 weeks.
But let me ask you this. Did you do a lot of processing, or even if it wasn't a lot, did you process what happened
Yeah, I
prior to?
processed what happened.
And that's exactly why whenever you got on the bike, it now became second nature. You were not afraid of it. You were not holding on a grudge to it. You did not have resentment towards it. All those things that you felt towards that person, you no longer had that towards the focal point, which was a biker,
Yeah,
right? So the focal point of the bike. So whenever you were able to get on it, which is probably something that, let's be honest, a lot of little kids want to be bikers. I mean, shit, why do you think we ride bicycles?
yep.
So, I mean, you were able to, I don't want to say let that go because people tend to confuse that with forgetting the memory, and that's not it at all.
You'll never forget the
Um,
memory.
exactly. But you were able to let go of the painful parts,
Yep.
not the memories, just the thing that was you were holding on to. And so because of that, now you were able to sit there and ride it like second nature. And not only that, but it was enjoyable.
And then on top of that, 6 months later,
Mhm.
I was a sergeant at arms of a motorcycle club. Okay.
MC. Yeah.
I was one bad mamma jamma. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm still that one bad mamma jamma. I just don't have a cut. That's what they call a cut
Hmm.
on my back. Okay. But trust and believe, I'm still a bad mamma jamma. I
You
know how
know,
to spread peanut butter on a jelly sandwich. Okay. with the jelly already on the sandwich. All right.
Something that I realized the other day. I was actually going through listening to old music, and '90s, early 2000s, etc., etc. And I found my Queen of the Damned CD, and then I also found my Evanescence Fallen, and then Evanescence Open Door. And I started to re-listen to them, and I was just like, first of all, Amy Lee's voice, baby, Chef's Kiss, still today ain't unmatched. Period. Okay, feel how you want. I'ma die on that fucking hill. I don't care. Um, but then I really started listening to her lyrics, and I realized a lot of people don't realize that she's actually talking about, a spiritual awakening as far as being able to separate yourself from societal expectations and be able to look inward. And I realized at that same time, I was listening to India Irie. I was listening to some of Jill Scott, some of her. It wasn't real heavy on the Jill Scott. A little bit of Erica Badu. Some I was not heavy on the Erica Badu. Was not. Some songs I like. Some songs she can keep them over there. It is what it is. But even with the Queen of the Damned album, which if you sit there and watch the movie, the insinuation is that it's about a vampire. But if you sit there and take out the vampire aspect, everything that they are talking about is remembering, reawakening, readjusting to society. Do we like this? Fuck no. We're gonna sit there and do it our way. The exact same shit that Evanescence was talking about, that India Irie was talking about, just in a very chill vibe R&B kind of way. And I'm sitting here like, well, damn. I mean, no wonder I think the way I do. Shit.
You know what my favorite song is?
What?
Freak on a Leash by Korn.
Oh, I like that one too.
Okay.
That's not my favorite. My favorite is Into the Void by Nine Inch Nails. But I did like Freak on a Leash. I did.
So a lot of, like, at first, when I first liked the song, I didn't know what the lyrics meant until I was 30. Okay, that was 14 years ago. Charbaddy, did you get my message? I typed in Discord. I'm not Discord, but in here, I asked you if you had a Discord.
Okay.
Because if so, I want to add you to my server.
Did you ever listen to Korn, A Low Night Break?
Hold on, give me just a second. So I'm gonna get back to what I was saying about Korn, Freak on a Leash.
Yes.
Once I
You learned the lyrics and what they were.
Yes, once I learned the lyrics and what they were, I was like, oh, this is me. Without family being involved. This is me. And it threw me for a loop.
Did it?
Because I understood what Jonathan Davis was saying. Okay. And I was like, wow. So it just threw me for a loop that I related. Vibrant, this guy right here is the zombie
vampire.
Vampire. He's also a musician. He's really good people. So,
but the reason I asked about A Low Night Break is because if you actually listen to those lyrics, they kind of correlate.
Okay.
They correlate. It is it's almost what one wants to say when they feel like they're breaking down, but they will not allow themselves to be rock bottom. But they realize that they're far enough to where they're like, dude, what the fuck? hey, I need something. Honestly, if I can't get it externally, fuck it. Let's go ahead and sit there and see what's going on in here, to where we can sit there and pick. Cause yeah, this ain't the shits. And I always used to love that song. And whenever I was growing up, I really didn't understand why I liked it.
Yep.
And I was sitting there and listening to it, and I was just like, it makes so much sense. Okay, so now I understand why I like it. Because, sometimes whenever you're young, you're just kind of thinking it's the music that you're really liking, not realizing you might not, it might not sink in, but subconsciously, you're aligned with something, right?
Yep.
And it's very, very similar. But I had that similar experience that you were talking about. I had
Yep.
that with Into the Void. And I would always sit there and say, oh man, you know what? It's almost kind of like some adult film music. You know what I mean? Kind of like, dun, 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 trying to get stuff started. And then I literally listened to Into the Void. And I was just like, is he talking about some spiritual shit? I said, oh, is he talking about some, oh, well, see, I thought I liked the song before. Now I love the song because, yes, once again, whenever I finally was able to actually interpret the lyrics, and now my kids listen to it and they like it. They're not allowed to sit there and say that it sounds like any kind of music. They're just allowed to sit there and, like the beat, but they'll sit there and sing the song. And what that is sitting there and saying, hey, you know what? I'm going to go into a meditative state. Mind you, they call it the void, but I'm going to go into this meditative. Hey, everything around me is looking good, is looking great. And part of it is because I took the time to go into this meditative state and chill the fuck out.
Yep.
Didn't know that's what the hell the thing was saying. But mind you, when I was listening to it, that's exactly what I was doing. So I was like, okay, I see what y'all did there. Yes, I see what you did there. But that was just me and my years of rocking it out. But did you have any other questions? Go ahead.
I just want to say I appreciate this live because I've learned quite a bit, and we're still learning, and I'm still learning, and I'm gonna learn more. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So thank you, Alyza,
You're very welcome.
and you're always welcome in this community.
Oh, well, thank you.
Yes, this community is very accepting, very accepting. They come from all walks of life and all around the world.
Yeah.
So
That's if I decide to come from out underneath my rock. I feel like I used to love being on YouTube and other social media platforms, especially go ahead and give an insight.
you don't always have to be here. I'm just saying
No, not that. It's the fact that it's one thing to sit there and talk about it, and then it's another thing to actively do it and use yourself as the guinea pig, which is one of the things I like to often do. And so whenever you're using yourself as the guinea pig, hey, you kind of have to sit there and take some time away to be able to not only do it, but is it safe to do? Is there any side effects? Am I feeling a little woozy? All that kind of stuff. But whenever you do that as well, it's nice. And so I love being able to come on and assist and help with people. But like I said before, because I understand how powerful this information is. And once again, what I've sat there and told are things that you can literally do in less than 10 seconds. You don't have to sit in silence for 15,000 hours or hell, even 15 minutes, because that shit is long as fuck if you're quiet enough. You don't have to sit there and try to force yourself to do this and do that. I mean, these are things that are really just simple. And they're effective because you can go ahead and get done what it is you want done in literally under 5 seconds. Now, once again, this is not a end all be all by any means, but whenever you want something that's really quick and effective, these are really amazing things to have. So whenever you understand how powerful that is, and then we come on this wonderful YouTube, and then there's a whole lot of trolls that want to spew chaos and confusion. I mean, part of my brain does go into psychoanalyzing. It does.
So
It's like,
one thing your husband can tell you,
mm-hmm,
one thing I can tell you,
mm-hmm,
this channel, these mods do not allow trolls.
right,
Okay? These mods respect this channel,
mm-hmm,
and what I try to do to
right,
let people know you're not alone in this world.
right.
Whatever struggle you're going through, you're not alone. And some people hate hearing that. Say, "Oh,
But
we don't have an issue with mental health and stuff like that." I'm like, seriously, we do. A
well,
lot of people, and like I get into it with my dad sometimes, right? My dad is a very religious person.
mm,
You know what I'm saying? He says,
take everything to God, huh?
yeah.
Mm,
And I explained to him, I said, you depend on science to have your knee repaired. You depend on science to have your shoulder repaired.
mm-hmm,
You depend on science to have this repaired.
mm-hmm,
Everybody depends on science for one thing or
or
another.
another, right?
And then I said to him, I said, but when science tells you that a traumatic event will
Mm-hmm.
change the waves in your brain,
Yeah, it changes your
people
neurological.
want the
Mm-hmm,
neurological transmitters in your brain.
mm-hmm.
People want to say that's not true.
Oh, they want you to pray it away, and
Okay, and don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong with going to church. There's
right,
nothing wrong with praying. I respect that, because I believe, one thing on this channel, there's two things I don't discuss on this channel is religion and politics, right?
I agree.
Because too many people clash. Instead of
Mm-hmm,
agreeing to disagree, too many people clash. Do I have people on here that are Christians? Yes. Do I have
mm-hmm,
people on here that are agnostic? Yes.
mm-hmm,
Do I have people on here that are atheists? Yes. Do I
mm-hmm.
have people on here from all walks of life? Yes.
Absolutely, yeah,
The
because
one
that's one
common
of the
thing
things
we
I
all
do.
have
Mm-hmm,
is trauma or support.
mm-hmm,
So, say for example, Charbaddy doesn't struggle with mental health, but she
mm-hmm.
wants to support people who do.
Right,
I'm being hypothetical,
right,
okay? That's why I built this channel.
right,
You know, do I share my story and my personal experience with having bipolar, with having PTSD, with
mm-hmm,
having being a survivor of
mm-hmm,
child abuse and physical abuse?
mm-hmm.
You know, I share all that. You know what I'm saying? Just to let
Yes,
people know that you're not alone.
right,
But there's other ways of healing, helping heal your mind than
mm,
just therapy and medication.
right. I agree with that 100%.
And that's why I talk to you to
Mm-hmm.
have you come up and talk about holistic healing. Because
There,
if you
there is
do,
something that I wanted to touch on before I end up losing my thought.
go ahead.
I love how you said PTSD. I want to clarify something. There's a lot of people that think that PTSD is something that is obtained only in wars and battles and things of this
Nope,
nature.
nope.
People do not understand that PTSD honestly can come from any kind of trauma that your body is still trying to process and is trying to forcefully process. That means that you are not signaling to your body that you are open to it. And whenever it's something that you have not processed, it can be something as significant as a form of abuse, or it can be something as what is perceived as minuscule, as being disciplined via somebody yelling at you, right? All of that depending on how you process it. If you have the ability to process it, all of that can create PTSD. So whenever we are having conversations about post-traumatic stress disorder, people need to focus on the stress disorder, post-traumatic. That means any kind of trauma. It does not, whenever we're talking about PTSD, it is not, oh, my trauma is worse than your trauma. My shit is bigger than yours. That is irrelevant.
Correct.
Any and all type of trauma can cause PTSD if your mind will not allow your body to process it the way it needs to be processed. Grief also is a contributor to PTSD, and people don't realize it. Going through grief, this can look like, yes, somebody passing away, yes, but not excluding. We are talking about the end of a relationship, the end of a union, the end of an idea of how your future was supposed to go, the end of a variant or a type of person that you thought you were, aka this can be the end of innocence, if one wills. I mean, various different things. Grief, all of those things create grief,
Yep.
right? So if you are grieving, and once again, it does not just have to be the death of someone, if you are grieving the death of something, okay, then that also can cause, if you do not allow your body and your mind and your spirit, however you want to put it, to be able to process those emotions, process those things, process those events, process the sadness, or begin the process of accepting of a new journey and how it might not look the way you expected, and change and difference and all of these things. If you do not allow yourself to begin the processing, much less to finish the processing, the process, what's the word I'm looking for? Event, we'll sit there and say, then yes, that also causes post-traumatic stress disorder.
Yep.
So when people are talking about those, all too often, the only examples that I hear are, like vets, or, and once again, this is not minimizing by any way. But they will use somebody that was part of the military, even if they're not a veteran. And it seems like that's the only place where people recognize PTSD. And it is everywhere. I mean, me personally, I hate loud noises. I don't like them. Honestly, for 4th of July, I will not go out. I don't enjoy popping off firecrackers and all that. I would rather stay inside, be with my dogs, and make sure that they're calm while all that kind of stuff is going on. Now, once again, my kids, they have an amazing dad who will go out there and do all that stuff with them, because he knows, baby, look, I don't do no loud noises. I don't do no any. I already have certain type of PTSD from my brother's passing. There's certain type of things that I don't deal with. And it's not that I haven't processed that. It's just, even though I processed it, there's certain things that still trigger danger to me, uncertainty, anxiety. And I am not going to put myself in a spot where I'm going to voluntarily go ahead and try to shake up my nervous system again. No, it takes too much work to sit there and try to get that thing clear. And understand that there's still work to be done. So whenever we're talking about PTSD, it doesn't just have to come from, somebody being, excuse me. Oh, okay. Somebody being horrendously abused as a child, right? It can come from something as, like yelling, screaming, somebody that's hearing, even if it's in a monotone, hearing something like they're not good enough, they ain't shit, they ain't this, they ain't that, anything that can literally pull you back into something that literally tells your nervous system that you are not safe. That is PTSD. So I don't think we have enough conversations about that. I think when they hear it, and maybe it's because they have abbreviated it. So I also believe that if we're going to sit there and talk about something, we should talk about it and put its full name out there so people understand what the words mean. I'll give an example. To me, if I'm saying PTSD, some people know what they know what the acronym is supposed to be. Some people know what those letters are supposed to mean. But if I say post-traumatic stress disorder, it almost forces you to process every single word I put in. So now there's a clear understanding whenever I'm going into detail about what it is I'm talking about versus sitting there and trying to make a blanket statement. But that's only for me. Um, Go ahead and continue.
So it's a good. I got what you're saying.
Hmm.
Yeah. Okay. So I've shared a story on here. Well, it's not really a story. It's a memory
Hmm.
that I experienced. Um. Yes. So Charbaddy says, Eliza, your channel, My Sacred Space, deals with some of these topics.
Yes, it does.
So I'm going to share something with you, Charbaddy. So when I meet people, so I knew her husband first.
Hmm.
I didn't even know his wife had a channel.
Yeah.
So me and her husband were having a conversation about something, and he mentioned that his wife knows a lot about holistic healing.
Hmm.
So we started conversating, and she was just going and going and going, and I'm like, hey, this is too much to like. Yes, Charbaddy, exiled one.
Yeah.
Yes, that's her husband.
Yes.
He's always welcome on my panel, even though they call him the panel killer, right?
Even though he's not really.
He's not. You know, I enjoy hearing him on people's panels. Okay,
Yeah.
you know, he's a very confident individual. I will say
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
But you know, I enjoy your husband's entertainment.
Mm.
So, but he comes over here and he's chill. He's chill because believe it or not, you know, I have to honestly say when she talked about it, I'm like, hey, we got to do a live sometime
Hmm.
covering this because she'll be able you'll be able to break it down a lot more.
Yeah.
And that's what we did in this live. Okay.
Yeah.
So you know
So,
Char Daddy.
so Char Betty met me on a day where obviously I was Eliza. Because a lot of people they like Eliza because they haven't met Havok yet. And baby, look,
I've
yeah,
met Havok a time or two.
yeah, baby, she
Just
gives no fucks
just
at
not on
all.
my channel. Someone else's in the background. You can hear it.
Yeah,
She takes control.
I do. I
I
do. I mean, look, I'm not gonna lie about it, baby. Look, at all. Okay.
know it's very entertaining because I'm in the
It is.
background. I'm like, I'm eating this fire.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I've been on Brownsburgs a couple of times, and I'm not even gonna hold you. I think the last time I was on there trolling, I made this dude cry
So
twice.
you know Matthew silly as fuck.
Huh?
Matthew silly as fuck.
Um.
Well, your husband does.
Okay. Because if I say if I do, I don't remember certain names unless there's something that stands out about them.
So um my co-host, like what's wild is okay that I know people that know people,
Hmm.
and then I bring those people they know into my circle that know me now that didn't know I know them.
Hmm.
These people, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like, I had Charlie on panel. Matthew comes up on panel, and Charlie's like, "Is that you, Matthew?" And Matthew's like, "Is that you, Charlie?" Wow. Okay. So it's a small world, right? And then so there was a content creator that I'm close to. I was their pit bull, right?
Hmm.
And she ended up passing away January 7th of cancer.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Her name was Ann Horn, Miss Ann Horn, right?
Okay, I've heard of her.
And
Yes.
uh
I've heard of her. Yeah.
so people were targeting her, going after her. Other communities were targeting her,
Hmm.
saying that she didn't have cancer, she was making it up.
Yeah, I've heard all that. Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, Charbaddy, you can drop Charlie's link because she goes live in the morning time. So get as many people over there in the morning to show her some support. So I'm over in the beef sector. I'm in the mob sector. Like I'm over everywhere. January 30th. All right.
Hmm.
I'm going to be on a panel with a dude named Smokey. And it's Battle Rap Live.
Oh.
Freestyle Friday
Mm.
on the 30th. And yours truly is going to be competing on that live.
Who?
Me.
Okay. Because I'm about to say, hold on. You said, okay. Okay.
But I'm not going to be up there as well, the thing is.
Okay.
Okay.
Mhm.
I'm either going to be up there as, yes, NYC Smoke 333 is who you're talking about. Yes, Charbaddy. So I'm either going to go up there as Lyrical Flow
Right.
or Eddie Mack, where I sit back and plays a hard track while you ignorant motherfuckers are standing back smoking that crack. My pocket's steadily getting fat. When I spit these rhymes, I might sound like I'm mentally deranged, but I'm mentally insane. I could prove it, but yeah, it's just like, I got a little bit. I've been practicing. When I speed it up, that's Lyrical Flow, right? But if I slow rap, it's Eddie Mack,
Ah, I gotcha.
I step on the block with my Timbs and my white socks. So, when does your husband get off work?
11:30.
Damn.
Right. Actually, for you, that would be 10:30.
No, that would be 12:30.
Oh, well, God, yeah. Damn.
So here's my Viper. If you look at its name, it says vampire, werewolf, zombie.
In that order too. Yes. Sorry, I woke up late today and I was eating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he has an obsession with Jason Voorhees.
Hey, look.
It's not Jason. That's actually me for Halloween. I was wearing that mask for Halloween and had a wig on.
Come on, the masks you have in the background.
Oh no, you're gonna have to cam back up so I can sit there and see your masks.
I don't have mask in the background. What are you talking about?
No, the masks you have hanging up.
Yeah.
You gotta show her your masks.
I don't have them hanging up. I can grab them. They're on the side.
Yes,
Yeah, go grab them. Show
I
her.
am a horror movie buff, so yes,
Okay,
we're
hold
definitely going to talk about this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I love the Diablo chair. I sat there and beat Diablo 3 and Diablo 4. And I beat Diablo 4 as the witch doctor. Okay, and I was a druid.
You ever played Dungeons and Dragons?
Yes.
I was a warlock.
I have played D&D, and I also play WoW.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is the part of the stream where we change topic.
Okay.
This is part of the stream that we mellow it out and talk about other things, happier things.
I mean, we can correlate them. That's fine.
That too,
Let me see your masks.
Yeah, I gotta turn the background.
Okay.
Stuff off. There we go. Okay. This is one of my favorite ones, actually.
That's cute.
And the face comes off. Face comes off. So,
what?
Yeah.
And then you got the red skull. Yeah. Okay.
First, my skull mask. The jaw moves on this one.
Oh, that's nice.
One in the picture that you saw is this mask, actually. Mouth moves. I like clowns.
You know which one that reminds me of? That reminds me of the clowns from outer space.
Kill Across from Outer Space, my favorite movie. My son's obsessed with that movie now.
Yes. Oh my God. I showed it to my kids, and my kids, their favorite part is whenever the big old straw goes into the cotton candy. And they're
Yeah.
sitting there drinking it. That is that.
All
that
right,
is
Char Batty. See you tonight.
I love it. And then I got the Scarecrow mask.
Oh, I like it. That's Scarecrow from Batman, ain't it?
This is just a Scarecrow mask. It's not from a specific thing, but it can be used as one for Batman. But
Oh,
I like buying masks. This is my main mask. This is the one that I wore this year. So this is a Slipknot mask. And I had my son paint it this past Halloween. I put the things around the eyes and the mouth, so I didn't have to paint my mouth and eyes constantly all the time.
right.
Because I wear this a lot during Halloween. And it's basically a Slipknot mask that I cut up the eyes and stuff to make it look better. And then the paint, I'm gonna paint it better, more clown-like. But I do it like an evil, scary circus theme for Halloween. So we have like a big. I have an animatronic clown that stands outside and stuff, and I do this backdrop so people can come take pictures.
Oh, that sounds cool.
Yeah, that's what I do. I love masks. I'm a big fan of Slipknot too. So
Well, I like Slipknot as well. So
Did
Corey
you not
Taylor and
realize
Jonathan
that
Davis.
We were over here and she was naming some,
I heard.
rock band.
she listens to the white people music, and I listen to
No,
the black
I don't. Okay, hold on. We're gonna have. I'm sorry. Whenever you said white people music, sorry, Rage Against the Machine. I don't give a fuck what y'all
Yeah,
think.
Rage
that
Against the
is.
Machine.
Yeah, that.
just
that ain't
fucking with
white
you,
people.
Eliza.
But I say, baby, look, he talking about the revolution. Goddamn it.
It's the same. It's the same thing. It's the same thing with one of my favorite singers. Definitely one of my favorite singers. The singer of Seven Dust.
Yes.
He has such a heavy, soft, heavy voice, and he can get rough with it, and it's really good. Seven
Man,
Dust is one of my favorites.
You know what's wild? Talk about Seven Dust, right?
Mhm.
Okay, so some years ago,
Hold on.
I used to be a bodyguard for a rock band. Dylan Matthews and the Flips. They did an acoustic session with the lead guitarist and lead singer from Seven Dust. So
He's amazing, dude. He still goes on tour and sings. He's got
Yep.
great hair and everything,
Yep.
and he still sounds amazing.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
I'm gonna put these back really quick. Looks Bear over there. They're back.
All right, Char Batty, if you're still in here and you're still listening, put the channel you're going to be at tonight in the description below. All right, Eli. Have a wonderful night, and you take care. I'll talk to you later.
I wish I had it's hard to find these things, but for the foam heads, it's hard to find these things that hang on the wall where you can have your mask sticking out. Just try to find some really good ones, but can't seem to ever find one. I had to make one. I actually took all these hanger racks and stuff, and I made this little contraption, of like a flat base with the hanger racks thing sticking out of it, so I could put the mask down on it, the foam head down on it.
I'm trying to do something, and it's not letting me do it. Okay.
Okay, I'm back. Sorry, I had to go to the bathroom. And then had to make sure that I washed my hands and all this other kind of stuff. And then I decided that, you know what? I'm hungry for some chili.
Yeah, I heard all the talking about music. That's definitely my forte.
Well, no, it kind of reminds me of the other night. I was sitting there and I was telling him when I sat there and I was cooking. And okay, so this is what happened. I go to my fridge. Mind you, I made bomb ass chili. I go to my fridge. All my fucking chili is gone. All my shit is gone. I'm sitting here looking like, so of course, babe. Yeah, babe. Did you get all my damn chili? Yeah. And it didn't dawn on you to say something to me so I can make some more? No. So you're cooking the chili this time? No. Well, that's what I heard. If you're not going to sit there and tell me, the person that cooked the chili, obviously you either don't want any more chili or you're going to be the cook. So you want me to go to the store and get you some more ingredients? I said, oh no, you're going to cook this chili with me. You're going to cook it, baby. So yeah, I'm not going to lie. I made him do most of the cooking. I just sat there and told him what to put in it. Oh, don't get me wrong. Chili, absolutely fucking delicious. And now I don't like eating while I'm on lives, right? Because I cannot stand like the audio of people like chomping or like. I'm sorry. It's that look, some people are like, oh my God, that's the greatest ASMR. Man, y'all fucking lying. That shit sounds absolutely
It's annoying.
Yeah. So, but I'm not even gonna hold you. I keep looking over here in my kitchen, knowing damn well I got a deep ass bowl with some chili in it. And then I made some tamales. And I'm wanting to use my chili as sauce over the tamales. And I'm sitting here like, I know y'all been sitting here seeing me licking my lips. That's because I'm sitting here thinking about, look, I understand. Look, I am slim. Okay. I mean, you guys can kind of tell that from my top. I am slim. But baby, look, I can put it away like a big girl. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not slim and I can't put it away like I used to.
Well, you know what? I ain't never lost that. I got a high metabolism, and baby, when I sit there and tell you, I'm sitting here.
I'm the same way.
I'm gonna fuck up the tamales. Oh, I can't wait. I'm gonna fuck that one. I say, and sitting there and get some chili.
You would think at 24 years old or 25 years old, when I was an alcoholic, I would have had a beer gut. No. I mean, I was a lean, mean karate fighting machine, right? And then I hit 30 and I quit drinking, and I started taking psychiatric medication.
It was the medication that did it. I promise.
I went from a lean, mean karate fighting machine to a Oompa Loompa.
No, because you're not orange. You're not an Oompa Loompa yet. Okay? You're not orange, you're not violent.
At my point now, it's not the fact that I can still eat. Like I'm a, oh my God.
That's not an Oompa Loompa. That would be the blueberry. Remember Violet Beauregard? You're talking Violet. That's the blueberry. That is not a Oompa Loompa. Oompa Loompa little people. Okay.
At my point now, it's like I can still eat a lot. The problem is getting older, starting to get like different reactions to different foods.
Yeah.
That's my problem now.
I was sitting there talking about, oh, babe, well, you gave me heartburn. First of all, I didn't give you shit. I sat there and told you I made the chili. I said, look, well, honestly, okay, so I was bitchy this day, right? Because I was just like, after I made the chili, I was mad. I was like, bro, everybody in the house gets some motherfucking chili but you, since you decide you're going to eat up all my shit. Then afterwards, and he was so sweet. He respected it for like an hour. And then afterwards I saw him and I was like, babe, you want to try the chili? Yeah.
You know what to fix the heartburn?
Mm-hmm.
It was added a little bit of sugar into it, not sweeten it, but just enough sugar. It would have killed the acidic.
Well, where the heartburn came from was the tomato sauce, the tomato paste that I had.
I know.
As well as the Worcestershire sauce, or however the fuck you say it. Worcestershire, whatever the fuck. That should be smelling and tasting good as shit. Anywho, so that's the added on to where, yeah, it was a bit of a issue. But one of the things that we also do is, baking soda, a little bit of sugar, a little bit of water, mix it up and sit there and drink that afterwards. And it does tend to.
Or some Tums.
No, because you can actually overdo it on Tums, believe it or not.
You have really bad you have really bad acid reflux when water does it to you.
Yes.
Like water literally would do it to me, and it's horrible. I get this pain right here, and the
But you want to know
acid
something?
reflux.
It's not really your acid reflux that's bad. It's the water. So every state has some type of mechanism where they're supposed to sit there and cleanse the water, right? And once again, like I said, I live in misery, and look, I will call it that shit till the day I fucking die because this place is a fucking shithole. But with that, they don't properly clean their water. And you can tell, like, whenever you can smell water coming out, or whenever you can taste the chemicals and the shit that's in the water that's supposed to purify it, that means that water is not clean. So if you were actually able to make a filtration system by yourself and then sit there and pour the water in that so that way it can filtrate out. And no, I'm not talking about that weird plastic fucking container to where anytime you put water in it, it tastes like that nasty fucking bottled water that feels like it's half plastics, half fucking water. Shit is fucking bleh. If you actually filtrate it out properly and you drink it, you're not going to have any issues because the water is going to be alkaline. So it's going to sit there and help you with that shit. It's not going to sit there and make your shit flare up.
I just do bottled water. I mean, like jugs.
You can get a filtration system for underneath your sink.
You can.
So where the city water comes into it filtrates it, it comes out of your faucet.
Yeah. I mean, I used to have one of those. I still
don't trust it though.
Well, what it is, this is what we did. And when I say we, I mean my mama. So I'm not really gonna claim this, but I am gonna sit there and I'm toot my own little motherfucking horn because my mama did it, and so I got to benefit. She had one of those things that was underneath the sink, but it was like this big.
Yep.
And she had two of them. So all the stuff that would filtrate in one would have to go through the other and filtrate that before it made it to the sink, because she also was like, she didn't trust just one. So when I sit there and tell you they had that shit for the sink, they actually put it like with the hot and the cold water heater kind of shit. So any water that came out, it didn't matter whether it was, water for laundry, water for washing, water for drinking, all of it was super freaking clean. And to the point where whenever I would take a shower, I would literally feel like I was moisturized, like I was also putting on lotion because of how clean the water was, and it was doing what the fuck it was supposed to be doing, versus having whatever the fuck is in this shit that's drying me out, making me look black white. Okay, I look ashy as fuck. Okay,
my see the whiteness coming out of her. See, she's an undercover sister.
I'm telling you,
she's our sister. You know that, Viper? She's our undercover sister.
Man, I'm telling you, my skin is not supposed to fucking do that shit, and it does. And I'm just like,
I get ashy elbows.
See,
they give us warnings like crazy here with our water in town, and hell, it was so bad that even people, they get at faucet water, or they get water out of the faucet outside for their cat or dog. It's making their dogs and cats throw up. That's how bad the water is. So I just buy jugs of water. I just buy a whole bunch of jugs of water and just go from there, because I just can't, I have filters. I have a lot of filter stuff. I can taste it. I have really strong taste. I can taste like chlorine or something in water, even when it's filtered. But and I also have a really good smell. Being part werewolf, I have good smell and taste.
See, like I said, Team Werewolf. Didn't I say that earlier? Team Werewolf.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, honestly, I have to agree with everything he said, because I mean, I'm like that too. I got to the point where the best water to get is distilled water, because people don't hear me out. Yes. People don't realize that. They're like, oh, well, distilled water is such and such. If that is the water that has to be the cleanest in order to go into a machine to make the fucking machine work, that means that anything that they are sitting there, hi, baby, anything that they are still adding into the drinking water, no bueno. No bueno. So honestly, I just get distilled water and I sit there and I take that. Now, mind you, There's a few little things I do with my water, because I do them. There are more so along the holistic level, just a little bit deeper than what it is we talking about. I'm not gonna sit there and share all those, but whenever I sit there and I'm making specific water, or if I'm making certain juices and stuff like this, because I do all of those, I definitely use distilled water, or I will sit there and drink distilled water, because that means that all that shit that they can't even have in the regular water. Like, let me ask y'all a question. If it's regular water that is supposed to be bottled, why are they still selling distilled water separately?
So distilled water is meant for humidifiers,
Mm-hmm.
the air around you. Okay.
Uh-huh.
See, I don't buy purified water. I don't know why people buy purified water. If you want
That shit tastes
pure,
like ass.
I buy spring water.
Even some spring water, still
But you
tastes
know what I
like.
have? I don't have city water. I have what you call a well.
Okay, so you have well water. Okay, no. I completely experienced that whenever I went to my friend who lived in Florida. That was the first time I had well water. It wasn't that bad. That shit was cold as fuck though. Oh my
Yeah,
god. You sit
I
there
was
and
gonna.
try to get some cold water, baby. That shit's gonna freeze your fucking teeth
Mhm.
off. You gonna have to be careful with that. I had to sit, I was like, look, bitch. I'm gonna have to sit my shit out for at least 20 minutes before I sit there and try to take that shit down. Because big bet I was not ready. Okay. I'm sitting there like, am I supposed to feel it in my teeth? Yeah, you be fine. Okay. Are you
I was trying to
sure?
bring this up last time we had the talk about water. Everyone was talking about distilled water and well water and stuff. You know, most bottled waters or most waters that you buy have algae in it, which give
Yeah,
it the different tastes.
that's
And it's
weird.
supposed to be like the popular water. I don't remember what it's called. The brand Aquafina,
Aquafina.
or
Ugh.
yeah, it has like algae in it from the Alps or whatever, or the mountains or whatever, that it gives it its taste and gives it different minerals. I don't know. I don't know that much. I'm not a scientist. I just
Uh,
drink the stuff.
I'm gonna say that sounds like great fucking marketing. Because imagine how much water they sell. If you sit there and take all the algae, not only are you majorly fucking with the motherfucking environment, okay? But also, can you really sit there and see them putting in that much? Can you see them trying to sit there and put in algae and sitting there and trying to, like, sell it, the algae like that? No, I think that's cap. I think that's great marketing. Once again, it very well could be wrong. I'm just saying that, without doing any research first, maybe I got questions.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm
When I lived,
side-eyeing everything. Like,
when I lived in New Hampshire, right?
Mhm.
Believe it or not, there's a lake. It's the third cleanest lake in the United States.
Mm,
You can see the bottom,
mm,
and it's because of spring fed. It's a lake that's spring fed.
mm-hmm.
Okay, and in the mountains, like there's a spot in Bristol, New Hampshire, and there's a spigot right on the side of a mountain
Mm-hmm.
that you can go up there, turn it on, and get straight spring water,
Mm-hmm.
fresh, clean spring water.
That's the only spring water I'll get, because we have somewhere like that over here in Missouri. And I mean, mind you, theirs literally comes directly from the spring. So it's going to take you a minute to be able to fill up a bottle, right? But that is some of the best water. It is. Now, as far as this other shit that they be sitting there and bottling, and I mean, me personally, I wouldn't even put it in a bottle. I would sit there and get like some big ass mason jars and put that shit in a fucking mason jar, because people don't realize plastic does alter the taste of certain shit. So I'd rather just sit there and have it in glass. But yeah, that water it's not as cold as well water, but it'll do.
So I have a well, and believe it or not,
Mm-hmm.
there's parts when you're digging for a well, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, if you know what you're doing, because sometimes you can get into the well and it'll have too much sulfur in it.
Yep.
And it'll smell like rotten eggs.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes mine doesn't smell like that.
That's good.
Hers so didn't. When you turn on the cold water, you don't smell rotten eggs. And man, it tastes so good.
Man, look. I'm sorry. If I go back to Florida, I'm going to funnel cake land or a funnel cake world. I'm not even worried about the water, baby. Run me my funnel cake. Fuck Disney. All that shit. Run me my funnel cake, please and thank you. I need one of everything. 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 Baby, I'm not trying to leave that bitch till I catch diabetes. And yes, I said catch it like an STD. I need one of everything. And I'm gonna try my damnedest to eat it all in one day because I'm a fat ass.
So you talk about the funnel cake lady.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't live too far from Orlando.
See, and that's what everybody said. Like literally, my best friend, she lived 2 hours away, and she was like, "Oh yeah, Alyza, don't even worry about it. I'm gonna sit there and take you up there." And then she passed away, so I was just like, "Okay, well, I honestly, I'm more worried about her than going." But that was a while ago. So now, not only would I be excited to go back down there and on her land be able to plant some sunflowers because that was her favorite flower, but while I'm down there, funnel cake. Yes. Funnel cake.
You have powder, strawberries, cinnamon sugar, chocolate, caramel.
Sprinkles, all of that. Okay, not the actual sprinkles because I really don't like sprinkles, but like the chocolate chips, blueberries, all of that.
You got fruit roll-ups, which is the funnel cake.
I will say this. There was a time that I was down there, and I remember I got some Belgian waffles. I thought they were Belgian waffles. Baby, no, I was not ready. This was the best fucking thing I've ever had in my fucking life. They sat there and got me a Belgian waffles. They sat there and had, what was it? Cheesecake, like the cheesecake filling. In every single one of them squares, they had that mug drenched with chocolate, caramel, and whipped cream on top. Look.
I love cheesecake.
Oh my God. When I sit there and tell you that thing was so good. I got 6 of them. I finished 3 of them bitches back to back in less than 20 minutes. And that's only because I had to get up and leave and I wasn't going to eat while I was driving because I'm not trying to die. But look, I mean, best thing ever. I have not had it since. Then they sit there and they talking about these crumble cookies. Baby, look, fuck them cookies. Them cookies ain't got shit on that motherfucking waffle. And that was breakfast. That was breakfast. They sat there and I think they had like a list of other chefs. And I'm just like, oh my God, I'm going to have to come back just to sit there and get one of everything, or better yet, go in and like lose my keys and not leave until I have one of everything. But yeah, those were amazing memories of Florida. Honestly, Florida is a beautiful place. To this day, I will not understand why people in Florida are so fucking miserable. I won't get it.
Oh, Rosaline, since you're here, I don't know if you caught it earlier. My results came back negative.
Yes.
I do not have blood cancer.
That's great.
Yes.
That is wonderful.
So, I just wanted to share the news.
See, now y'all sitting here talking about candy, and now y'all making me hungry. I mean, I have a whole bag of candy, and I was supposed to go with my daughter to go ahead and get some more candy, and I haven't gone. And she's a little disappointed because she's like, Mom, when are we going to go to the store? Because I need my juice and I need my candy. And I'm like, you do realize need means Sorry, that's my alarm going off. I said, you do realize need means that you will perish without it. She said, yeah. I said,
So,
I
like,
think,
I want to share something with you because it'd be up your river too. You probably want to come up once in a while when we do it. So, once I get my computer upgraded, um, with a very good video card, 'cause I'm on a laptop and I'm aiming to get a desktop PC.
don't rush. Trust me, enjoy your laptop. I have a PC. Don't
The
rush.
reason is, and I'll explain why. We're going to start a podcast, okay, where we review music, movies, and games.
Movies and games, yes.
All right. So, once depending on, I'm going to communicate with people like it's me and Vibrant's idea.
Okay.
Okay. And it's going to be called Well, the Thing Is Podcast.
Okay.
Okay. So, like, when we interrupt each other, we're going to say, well, the thing is.
I like that.
You remember this scene in the movie? Do you remember that scene in the movie? Did you see it? That's what I'm talking about. That shit was sick. Or
let's do it again.
The thing is, that movie was trash.
I want to do it again.
Okay,
let's try this. We're gonna sit there and have a sample, right?
I'm sorry, Rosaline.
Lost Boys.
I'm sorry about the language. I apologize. I know you're an OG.
We can go ahead and start off with Lost Boys. Go.
Okay, so I think Viper would love the Lost Boys.
Have you seen it?
I know the Lost Boys. But the thing is, the sequel sucked.
I have to agree with that. So the thing
I agree. Well, the thing is, Keanu Reeves was an amazing actor.
Wait, hold on. How the hell did we sit there and get to Keanu Reeves? Hold on. But the thing is that honestly, The Lost Boys was a beautiful gem. Okay, it had both Corey Feldman. It had the older brother who was, not them kind of Lost Boys got us. But we had the older brother who was honestly a really amazing actor. So good. I can't remember his name off the top of my head right now because my kids are being children. But my favorite part of the whole movie, Nanook, vampire killing dog. Can't get no better than that. Whenever your dog is so awesome, they like, hell no, we won't go. And even they helping in the shenanigans. That's love. That means that you are a good owner. You are a good brother. I mean, we can look past the whole, oh my gosh, you're trying to sit there and turn my brother into a bloodsucker, blah, 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 blah. We understand that the human dynamic, that was very scripted. Man, you ain't gonna script it with the dog. The dog, they was like, yeah, this shit, I'm out. They sit there and start throwing the vampires in tubs and growling and warning. Oh yeah. The best part about that movie, the dog.
Well, the thing is, my opinion, the dog was good, but the music, the choice of music, because that's still stuck in my head every time I hear Lost Boys. I hear that. Well, and it's dude, the choice of music with how they put it in that movie was amazing, and it's still one of the things that people notice these days. Like, it's man, I love that movie so much.
You are so absolutely correct, because
I like how you see how good it sounds when you put it in there in retrospect.
Yes. Well, I'm about to say, look, that song, and I'm not even going to sit there and say the whole soundtrack because I did not listen to the whole soundtrack. I'm being 100% honest, but Don't Cry, Little Sister. To this day, that song was so amazing, beautifully done, and iconic that they tried to remake it, and the remake sounds like garbage, and it's still better than anything that's out there on the market right now. And when I say right now, I mean from what was it, 2004 on down. So that's over 20 years. Still better. And the remake was garbage compared to the original.
Yep.
Said what I said. I stand on that.
Kiefer Sutherland is one of my favorite actors. His son was actually in the sequel. It didn't make the movie better, but I love Kiefer Sutherland. Like one of my other favorite movies. I know this is changing the subject a tiny bit, but Shooter, or no, Phone Booth. What I love Phone Booth. You just hear his voice most of the time in the movie. This is Kiefer Sutherland's just amazing. I love him.
Kiefer Sutherland was my first white boy crush. He was the reason. Look, I'm not gonna hold you. Had I been there for the Lost Boys, and I really feel like low key, the fact that I'm black, I kind of feel like I would have been safe because what, no black folks in that whole fucking movie. So I feel like low key I would have been safe, right? But I'm sitting here like, baby, look, had he sat there and been, Alyza, baby, look, you would have had me. The end of the movie, you would have had me. I wouldn't have had no sister sitting there fighting because, honey, if you're gonna get me, you're gonna get her too. Look, the only one that would have saved us would have been a dog. And then at that time we had cats. We all would have been for dangled. Trying to be respectful of the language. But yeah, he was my first vampire white boy crush. And then I saw what was it? Bram Stoker's Dracula. And that was, understand, the very first time I saw that, I was like 7. There are certain parts I shouldn't have seen at 7, but yeah. I mean, I didn't process them the way adults did. So I was just like, oh, why is this random woman running half naked in red? I like the red. I don't like her body though, but the red does go with her hair. Okay. And it's not correlating what's happening until we get towards the end. And, there's a whole lot of, who's our girl? Winona Ryder? Was it Winona Ryder or the other W that played, not Elizabeth. That played the wife. You know who I'm talking about?
Yeah, I don't remember who it was.
Okay, but there was a part at the end where she's sitting here and doing, oh my God, I just love you so much. And then she looks like she's going in the heat. And I'm sitting here like, is she okay? Is she okay? Like, not is she okay, but like, does she? Look, even as a child, I realized that there was some frustration she needed to sit there and like literally they needed to pause that scene and she needed to go take care of herself and then come back and finish the scene. Like, even as a kid, I was just like, okay, honey, you doing a whole lot. Are you okay? You breathing real heavy, honey. Look, just okay. Look, take care of that. And then come back on. But I don't know. I saw that one at 7, and yes, at 7. Let's just say the adult. Well, okay, so we had HBO growing up. I'll give you a bit of an example. Okay, so I'm adopted. So I was in a foster home for a very, very long time, and my very first memory is at 2.5 watching Tales from the Crypt and watching the Crypt Keeper pop up like a Jack in the Box. I still have dreams and memories of literally thinking that, that is a long story.
Rosalie, she was in foster care.
Mm-hmm.
So I wonder, and then you were adopted?
Mm-hmm.
She was adopted
much later, yeah.
So I got, so I have a live I'm doing on the 27th.
Okay. What day is that? It's the 20th. Okay. So in a week, Monday?
Yeah.
Okay.
With a friend by the name of Bubbles. She's one of my mods here.
Okay.
Okay. and we're actually going to be doing foster care. Talking about foster care on this live. So if you're interested in joining, so
I have to ask before: are we pro or against that type of system?
It depends, because in some cases it helps, in other cases it doesn't. You have some positive outcomes and you have some negative outcomes. That's what we're talking about. Ways to make the system better. Because I was in foster care and it wasn't a bad experience for me. It's just that I was a rebel. But your experience is different. See,
Yeah.
you know what? So this is Bubbles.
Hey, Bubbles.
Okay, she said not. All right. So where are we looking at foster care? And I'm confused. I don't know. I just know that she's not a fan of the foster care system. Okay?
Yeah, nor am I.
So I will share. I'm not going to share my experience.
Mm-hmm.
I am not going to share my experience. You'll learn about it. Okay? Because the families they put me with were pretty controversial.
The nicest way I can put that is I was made aware very early on I was considered one of the undesirables. And that is a term that they still use to this day.
So
my experience was okay. Well, let me not lie. Okay, so when I was adopted, my experience was I was adopted and my brother was adopted, and there was my adopted mother who raised me. If this helps, she was born 1934. So there was, so her teachings and her passing on what she knew was very what people consider old school, right? To me, it wasn't old school. It was the norm because this is who we lived with. But as far as my experience in the foster home,
don't share that now. Don't share that now. We'll leave that. We'll leave that hanger. We'll leave that as a hanger. You know how you watch the movies, the previews, and they'll leave a hanger. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cliffhangers are a thing. They're important.
I mean, I'm not gonna go further, but it's just mine was an interesting story. How I got there, what I was doing there, what I remember from there. Okay. Here, I'll just leave this cliffhanger. There's a lot of police involved, and not in the way you think.
That's a cliffhanger.
Yeah.
One of my favorite newer movies. I like this actress that's in this movie because she was in Ghost Ship, but Sucker Punch. The psychological part of Sucker Punch is kind of how it is. And well, I mean, I don't know from SA, but I was abused. And, you go into your own world in your mind. I love that movie so much.
You go into fantasy as a means of protection. Yes.
Yeah, I love that movie.
So I watched that whenever I was younger, and then I rewatched it, and I rewatched it with my daughter, and it almost made me cry how accurate it was, but how there was still so much left that you could add or twist or spin, certain areas that you could twist and spin to fit whatever it is you needed for, an assistant processes. So,
and that's the interpretation. That's the thing. That's what I was saying when y'all were talking about music. Interpretation is the listener or the watcher in a movie. You can interpret in a different way than other people can, and it can help you through things. Like I write music, and I have a song that could be interpreted. It's called Savior, and it can be interpreted by anything. You can portray it to religion. You can portray it to parents. You can portray it to politics. You can portray it to anything you want. I wrote it for a specific thing, but it's the interpretation. Somebody's listening to it might come from abuse or control. They might relate to that song in that way, like a spouse that controls them, or then another person that's like, well, my parents used to do this to me. Another person's like, well, the church did this to me. Things like that. And that's the thing about movies. Like, even though you can portray what you think the movie feels to be, it's still interpretation, because the movie might not have been written about SA, but that's what I got from it. SA and abuse. Sucker Punch.
That's the same thing I got from it. Specifically in the parts where, it was always, oh, well, they had to dance. And whenever they were dancing, no one really explained what kind of dance or what was going on. All it was that, oh, it was real and it was raw. And I'm sitting here like, so nobody's going to sit there and talk about their responses to a dance. And then, at the end, I'm sorry, I'm trying not to spoil it for those who sat there and haven't watched it. But at the end, the way it was carrying on consistently. And then at the end, it was a throw off. I don't know if it was a throw off or I wanted it to end differently. I didn't really like the way it ended, where she had to do what she did to herself.
Yeah.
I didn't like that. Or she had to allow herself to such and such and such in order for her to be able to such and such and such. And so, yeah. You know what the such and such and such is. I'm not trying to ruin it. If you guys haven't seen it, by all means, please watch it. You guys, I mean, the men will enjoy it. the women, if I'm not gonna lie, if you're a prude or if you like to judge others based off of attire or one's interpretation or threat thereof, you might not enjoy that movie. But if
she does, go ahead. Sorry, you go ahead. Sorry.
I was gonna say, if you are able to allow yourself to embrace your bad girl side, which is for a lot of women our authentic side that we're not allowed to express or show, then you'll definitely be able to enjoy the movie.
She's a good actress.
Oh yeah.
I remember her from like one of my favorite movies, one of my favorite ghost movies, Ghost Ship. Dude, that movie was so awesome.
Oh yeah, I saw that too. I like that movie as well.
She was in another movie called Sleeping Beauty. Really messed up movie. She's in these really SA central type movies. I don't know if you saw Sleeping Beauty, but Sleeping Beauty is pretty brutal.
Well, it depends on which one, because they had like 4 remakes of Sleeping Beauty, and then they had one that literally was about. It was more of a book. It started off as a book where, all women, if they went to sleep, it was very much like the Pod People, but the men weren't affected. So, I mean, it depends on which one.
The one with that girl, the one with that actress. I forgot what her name is. Oh, Emily Browning.
Okay.
She's in a movie called Sleeping Beauty, and it's really messed up.
Yeah. Then it's going to be more likely the last one I just sat there and described. Because once again, she still has to go in herself and sit there and fight inwardly in order to sit there and be able to be as brave as she needs to be outwardly. Yeah, it's once again, I'm trying not to ruin stuff for y'all.
No spoilers, spoiler free.
Right. Burst. Okay, Bubbles. The movie I was talking about was Sucker Punch.
Sucker Punch.
Sucker Punch, honestly, it is a great movie, especially if you are one who is processing trauma. Definitely watch that. It'll actually really help, especially if you're a visual person. Because I like to see things like movies. And so that really, really, really helped.
You know what we could do?
What's that?
In Discord, do a movie watch. We could always pick a day of the week or a day of the month, once a month. Everybody get together in Discord and watch a movie and then discuss the movie afterwards.
I've done that with a few friends. I did that with what was it? The movie Weapons. And
Oh my god, that movie was brutal. I like that movie.
that shit was look. It's the auntie for me, which wasn't even a damn auntie, and I'm sitting here like, bruh, what the fuck? Like, honestly, the movie was fucking great. That shit was weird as fuck. I loved it because I kind of looked at it as like a murder mystery, and everybody was shaming. So I'm like, oh, well, you know, this happened, and this is what I think happened, and I love how they did it from everybody's different perspective, especially the pothead.
So, Bubbles, January 27th, foster care system. Updates. I already have live scheduled. So tomorrow is hold on. Let me go to my
Tomorrow is ADHD.
Yes. Tomorrow is Life with ADHD or Living with ADHD. Yeah, Life. And then Friday's live is scheduled Anxiety.
Okay,
Anxiety.
so more than likely, I probably will not be joining the foster care one. And the reason why is because my experience still brings up a lot of trauma for me that I'm still actively processing.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine.
Especially being that I met my biological family and pre-meeting, I felt one way. After meeting, I'm like, look, because I think I discussed this with you the other day. Baby, look, it might not be that bad. Because, baby, ooh, look, what will my life have been like? But then there's still the process of, it's one thing to talk about the adoptees. And then it's another thing to talk about the time where you're specifically in the system, depending on how long that is for everybody. And the intention behind those that are a part of that community. Because don't get me wrong, some they really do have the best intention at heart. Some they do not. Some
is about the money.
Yes. And they're because of how people are treated. Well, because of how those specific groups of people treat other people, it looks more like what they call it, an auction block, where they used to sit there and sell slaves. And when I say that, I'm not talking about African American diaspora. I'm talking about whenever you're selling people, which, I mean, welcome to America. I hope you enjoy your stay, but you know, we're supposed to protect the children, yet there's people in traffic.
Yep.
We have people that are in high status that are getting away with doing XYZ, ABC, 1, 2, 3. We have other people that are giving them slaps on the wrist if they get that at all. So whenever it comes to auctioning them off, they don't really, it's almost like children are not seen as children, they are seen as product. And we have to also remember that. And mind you, this might be conspiracy theory. I'm not going to apologize for it. This is just the way my brain kind of tends to go. But at one point in time, we were about protecting children. Now it is a really great curtain.
Okay, so here, Alyza, here's this.
Hold on. It's a really great curtain until you pull it back and you realize that it really seems like the children are the product and America is a business. And it is a supply and demand.
So what Bubble said, she's like, so instead of you sharing your experience, you can share your thought on it instead of your experience. You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't awaken the trauma.
I mean, I could, but another thing is
you think about it. You think about it. If you show up, you show up.
Yeah, because I'm about to say, baby, look, my days are, some days I schedule stuff, some days I don't. Some days I will give myself days where I'm not doing shit. I mean, look, I'm still supposed to be playing a video game. I didn't forgot all about that. And So that's supposed to be my part of winding down, and I'm just like, okay, well, fuck it. It looks like I'm about to sit there and eat some chili and go to bed. Until this
But thank
man.
you for your time, Alyza.
So I mean,
I loved you up here.
but you see what I'm saying? Like, there is no, unless it's something like, if I have to go and sit there and take care of bills, or if I have to sit there and like go to court, or something that is like detrimental to my family or my way of life, right? Then okay, that is definitely on schedule, right? But
Yeah.
if it's just like, oh well, coming to speak, baby, look, I might forget. I'm not gonna hold you, and I don't want to be disrespectful and sit there and promise I'm gonna be here because, baby, look, remember, life with ADHD. Okay, baby, look, I might be here, I might remember, I might not. I remember I also had to be not only my brain, but I also had to be Exile's brain because we both got ADHD. I just have a few more skills that might help me with it.
All right.
So sometimes sometimes I can, sometimes I can't. Sometimes if I don't show up, I done forgot, my bad. So, I mean, I can try. I'm not gonna make any promises.
No. I left it in your field.
Yeah.
If that's something that piques your interest and you want to spread awareness, you know what I'm saying?
It's definitely interesting.
Yes.
I just, I might not remember. You still?
Well, I'm in Discord with you. So
okay. You said it was Friday. I don't even remember the time.
Hello, Amy. I want to say hi to Aya. We never said hi to her when she came up.
Hi.
Alyza said hi.
I was responsible.
So Bubbles said.
Thank you, Bubbles.
She said, Alyza, you come first. So you come first, and if you want to do it, you do it. If not, no. I'm not. I don't force anybody to do anything they don't want to do. Okay.
I know, because look, no. If it was something I didn't want to do, I'd be like, no. No, but hell no. I'm like,
I don't pressure. I don't pressure because your mental health is more important. So.
Well, I am versed in saying no. So if it was something that I was just like absolutely no about, I'd be like, nah, I ain't gonna do that.
Yeah.
But if it's something that, like I said, that does interest me, but
yeah,
I might remember, I might not. It depends on what he got going on, I got going on, and God forbid my kids got going on.
Yeah.
And then, if I do remember, hey, I may show up and I may be able to go ahead and speak on that. But if not, sorry.
And since I don't, is Exile working tomorrow?
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
That man work every day.
Yeah.
He makes sure that he provides for us. So yeah.
I know. I just didn't know if he worked.
No. We always had this joke going on that he works every day for my money. But see, luckily, I'm the type of wife that's not going to sit there and screw somebody over financially. So, but yes, he is. Yeah, he does. He's great whenever it comes. Yeah, he's working every day.
Okay.
Except for the weekends. So you might want to catch him on the weekends.
All right. So, with that, hey, Ozzy, Amy, how you doing? Can you do me a favor? Can you drop Beast Mode's link in here, please? Because I know Poker Night is tonight on Beast Mode's channel. So Bubbles said, I 100% get it completely. I'm really driven to expose the bad apples in the organizations.
Oh yeah, there's a whole lot of those, and baby, look, they will make themselves look good. But here's the part that people don't talk about: if you're a part of the organization, the organization itself almost gives you a pass to do whatever, whenever, however. They will give you a pass. They will give you justification. They will give you an excuse. They will everything from saying kids, like, oh no, that didn't happen. They're just having a traumatic experience from what happened whenever they were. Ma'am, The only reason he over here is because, he sat there and slapped the shit out of little Timmy at school. That, and that was months ago. This is a fresh bruise. Well, no, it's just he must have sat there and self-inflicted. Like, they will come up with the most outrageous excuses to justify foolery.
Yep.
I want to say something else. Foolery. Because they want to make sure that there is still somewhere to house you. And it doesn't matter what. Look, when I sit there and tell you, it don't matter what you do. But that's all I'm going to say on that one. I will try to make it here. You said Friday? Yeah, Friday. What time? No, just hit me up in Discord. I will try to make it here then. If I cannot. Avita says to you, lovely people. I am going to go and eat me some chili because that's going to be my second meal of the day. So I'm going to go and eat and feed myself. Thank you guys so much for having me. And thank you guys for this being so enjoyable. Absolutely. And that was to Bubbles. Absolutely. I've already on another social media platform, I have been parts of certain groups that are trying to do a lot more exposure. Even in the state of misery, they have sat there and asked me if I wanted to be a foster parent. I'm not gonna hold you. Hell no. Absolutely fucking not. Main reason why, look, I understand that everybody has their stuff going on. And honestly, I know it from the ins and outs. So I know more so what they're going through or what they're feeling and what they feel like they can express. But I'm not gonna lie to y'all. If somebody sit there and try to hurt one of my babies, baby, look, I'm going to jail, I'm going to hell, and then I'm gonna go to oblivion in that order with a cigarette in my hand. I'm not gonna give a fuck. So I'm not even gonna sit there and put myself in that predicament. And once again, this is in no way sitting there saying any of those children are bad or anything less. What I'm saying is I understand that certain traumas, there's one or two ways that is more noticeable whenever there's a major traumatic experience, especially with certain type of forms of essay, regardless of whether we think it's major or little, right? Regardless of how society thinks about it. You either become somebody that is very much opposing of that, or you become somebody that is also perpetrating of that. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm not much of a gambler. I'm not. I don't even go to fucking casinos. If I do, I'm only going directly to the lunch. I'm going to the fucking cafe.
Yep.
Because baby, look, you play with mine. Oh yeah, we all burning down in this bitch. And if you dumb enough to sit there and try to come my baby, you're gonna get it too via proximity. Dead ass.
Yep.
So nah. If it ever gets to a point where, there are specific children that I know why they're there, I know their trauma, I know their people, I know everything, and I literally am being a helping hand to make sure that, they still have that kind of connection that they need. Oh, I love the ability to be able to have that and do so.
Yeah.
But I'm also the type of person that I'll sit there and tell the government, I don't want your fucking help. I don't want your money. I don't want your this. I don't want you that. Look, if you're going to sit there and give me money, fine, $25 per kid. I will be able to sit there and foot the bill on whatever it is they need because I already got it for them. We're not going to sit there and play. No, you're going to sit there and dangle a carrot and it's going to be in the shape of a person. Absolutely fucking not. You can kiss my entire left ass cheek. And for those who don't know, I charge for that because I understand that's a fetish. Absolutely fucking not. I charge for that shit. Don't play with me. Anywho. Yeah. So, I mean, if it's something like that, I don't have a problem being a helping hand. If it's not something like that, baby, no. Absolutely fucking not. What are you eating? He is fucking that shit up. I'm sorry. Excuse my language. What are you eating?
Vibrant.
Oh, now
I didn't do it.
Thank you, Matthew. Yeah, what you eating?
Oh, I'm opening packages.
Oh,
okay.
We thought you were eating like walnuts or pistachios or something like that.
I promise. I was like, man, he getting in there. Pistachio. Look, I had questions. Okay.
I keep on forgetting. I had to turn. So people keep on having a hard time hearing me, so I have to turn my mic all the way up. which means my noise gate gets wonky, and you can just hear all the noises in the background.
Yeah, we were having some ASMR while we were talking.
Man, major.
Oh, shit, I didn't even notice. Sorry.
You're good, bro. You're good.
Because it doesn't even light up. Like,
oh no,
like,
but we
I don't see any light come up at all when I'm doing stuff in the background. So I didn't think anybody heard me.
I know we got you. But thank you guys so much for allowing me to be up here. I'm going to go ahead and get off of here, and I'm going to sit there and I'm about to eat some chili. I know that for damn sure. So I don't know whether I'm going to be playing a video game, whether I'm probably going to be watching a movie. My daughter's probably going to get on my butt because she is in mommy debt. So she owes
What game you play?
I was either going to play Assassin's Creed Shadows. I'm not going to hold you. My
That's
favorite Asian girl. She cute as fuck, and she get it done. Or I was gonna watch a movie. My daughter's in mommy debt, so she owes me 86 movies.
Shit, what?
Yeah, she's never gonna. Hold on, and I sat there and I said, okay, just imagine if we sit there and take out the time that she has to go to school, or if we add the time she has to go to school and the time that she has to sleep, and then you have movies in between there. Yeah, she's gonna be in debt to me until she's like 26. So, and probably longer than that because she's not going to spend every waking moment sitting there and trying to watch a movie with her mom. So, yeah, she's in mommy debt. Whenever they're in debt, I add movies. So she's decided that she wants to watch all the 80s and 90s movies because she was born in the wrong era. And so she needs to sit there and see and remember what it is that she missed because obviously she's a 90s kid.
I was trying to teach my son old movies, and I was going to old classics and stuff. And even with the Kill Across from Outer Space, and I was like, well, one of my favorite movies when I was growing up was, the Puppets, a Puppet Master, and
yes.
I didn't realize how dirty that show is because, like you were talking about, as a young mind, I thought it's cool, like these monster puppets killing people, all that stuff, and then it turns out it's pretty dirty. So I was kind of embarrassed when I started watching with my son. I was like, I had to turn it off. I was like, oh, I can't. But there are some movies that are so dark, but like Kill Across from Outer Space actually wasn't that bad compared to a lot of the older movies. But I had him. We watched all the Chuckies because he was talking about the new Chucky. Oh, it's so cool. He could make cars do things and stuff. I was like, that's not the real Chucky. You need to watch the original Chucky. So we watched the original Chucky. We watched all the shows and the TV show. Watched all of them. And we watched Stand By Me was one that we watched.
Yeah. I actually had to explain to that somebody the other day that Stand By Me is, if you actually look for the book or the novel, the novella is actually called The Body, because people were sitting there and trying to look for it, and they were, the Stephen King rendition of it, and they couldn't find it, and it's actually called The Body. If you know that Stand By Me, you understand why it's called The Body. I'm not.
Sandlot was another one that got him to watch. Back to the Future, all the Back to the Future movies. So I'm getting him to watch these classics stuff so he could see how things were, and I'm explaining as like this old tube TV is in the show. Firestarter is another one. Yeah, I need to get him to watch that one too.
Yeah. Okay, so when it comes to our household, everything that was written by Stephen King that is now a visual rendition, we've seen them all. We have, outside of horror, we have The Never Ending Story. We have Goonies. Goonies is Daddy's favorite movie. Never Ending Story is mine. Outside of the horror genre, we have Sandlot. We have
Hey you guys.
Right. Hey you guys. Oh, Goonies never say die. Yes. Okay. We have even The Bookmaster and stuff, because I wanted them to understand the true importance of being able to read a book. And then the true importance, and this kind of goes with The Never Ending Story, is to not only read it and not only to comprehend it, but to literally put yourself into the story, so much so that you don't even know if the story is about you.
Yeah, Princess Bride is another one.
You know,
yeah.
I watched
Yes.
Firestarter. I read the book.
Yeah.
Firestarter by Stephen King. That some bitch was like this big of a book.
Man, look, that ain't nothing against Cujo. That ain't nothing against Cujo. Cujo? But it's actually pronounced Cujo.
No, Firestarter was actually bigger.
It was, but honestly,
the book was bigger. And the thing is, right?
I liked Firestarter because of the storyline of, you know, how mom and dad met and where they were and what was going on. Hell fucking yeah. I'm low-key mad that I don't know any, you know, any chemical experiments that's gonna turn me into a motherfucking super. I mean, granted, mom and dad did die early, but honestly, I might have to take that L because, baby, there was some motherfucking superpowers, my guy. Do you know my whole look? I would have sat there and made a trust in my whole motherfucking family would have been rich beyond reason. They wouldn't even know who the fuck I was, but they would have just knew I made them rich. Okay.
The next movie I'm planning on watching with them probably is The Holy Grail. You know, go a little nerdy a little bit. The Monty Python and Holy Grail.
I mean, the next
where
one
they sit there and they act like they're riding horses and stuff, and it's hilarious.
Well, the one I want to watch with my daughter is Weird Science, because
Weird Science, yes, love Weird Science.
You know, she likes science right now, right? She hasn't gotten old enough to where, oh my god, blah 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 blah. So we already did 16 Candles, which that was where we have not done Breakfast Club yet. But she's gonna identify with the emo loner girl. She's going to. But you know, I want to kind of get her Weird Science and then get her, you know, to Breakfast Club and then a few other things. And she still, in her mind, should have been born in the 80s and the 90s. Her favorite serial killer is Pennywise. And I sat there and I said, no.
My son's favorite one is Pennywise too.
I said, hold on. Whenever you say Pennywise, because you got to understand, your version of Pennywise is, you know, Skarsgård, right? Mind you,
Skarsgård, yeah.
Yes, mind you, I knew him from Castle Rock. That man is gorgeous. Okay, tall, skinny, kind of remind me of Exile. Yeah, okay. My version of Pennywise, Tim fucking Curry. Okay,
Tim Curry.
This is the same man that sat there and did, you know, horror. What was it? Rocky Horror Picture Show. Okay,
Legend. Play the devil in Legend.
Thank you. And that was, look, whenever I sit there and say Legend, they're like Legend with Will Smith. Fuck Will Smith. I'm talking about Legend with Tom Cruise before he was jumping on motherfuckers' couches. I mean, Legend whenever it was Lily and they had to sit there and have that dancing scene with the thing in a black dress and her innocence, and she was supposed to be voluntarily losing her innocence, and the way she looked in that black dress. That was the day I realized that girls are prettier than pretty. It would look, I ain't gonna hold y'all. It was that and Batman Returns with Michelle Pfeiffer in motherfucking plastic and leather and fucking stiletto heels.
Yeah.
Okay. Look. People want to sit there and talk about, oh my goodness, they're converting such and such and such to LGBTQ. No, it was Batman. That woman sat there and was looking sexy as shit in all kind of leather with a whip and like 10-inch stilettos.
That's Halle Berry.
Has anybody seen? I didn't like her version.
I didn't
like her version at all.
Her version did not hit Michelle Pfeiffer's version. Okay.
It didn't hit the feeling of Catwoman. There's a problem. It
hit the feeling of like trying to make her a sex vixen. That was it.
I have slight thing about complexion darker than me.
Right.
Oh, you know, I was digging Halle Berry.
Eartha Kitt.
Okay.
Eartha Kitt.
I like Michelle Pfeiffer and Dangerous Minds though.
The new Catwoman is a darker skin, and she did pretty good.
Yeah,
the one in the new Batman.
Yeah, but she, you know, the thing I liked about her is that she actually, her personality seemed more like somebody that could have been growing up with Bruce Wayne and kind of been like that annoying ass female friend that, you know, out of nowhere, all of a sudden now got boobs and ass. And we sitting there like, damn, okay, so where have you been? And you know, I got a big house, girl, stop playing. Come on, let's Netflix and chill. All right, because stop playing. But
I want to see the new Stephen King movie, The Long Walk.
Oh, I've seen it.
Was it good?
We actually watched it in theaters. I will say this. Okay. A lot of it, they speeded it up, but the ending though. Okay, first of all, I read The Long Walk first. The ending pissed me the royal fallacies. I'm only using that word because I can't say what I want to say because I'm trying to be respectful. Off. Off. Like it. Like, okay, the whole process of it, even when they're sitting there and they're taken down. Okay. When it gets to the end, absolutely not.
So this is the reason why I want to create the thing is podcast. Mm-hmm. So we could do this. This is the reason why, because it's entertaining and it's going to be on iTunes. It's going to be on Google Play. It's going to be on Spotify.
Yeah.
It's going to be everywhere podcasts can be. So that's what the thing is podcast is.
Okay.
So I'm keeping this channel separate from the podcast.
Right.
So yeah, so you'd be an intriguing guest host once in a while.
Okay.
Yeah, she'll get her emotions involved in it.
Man, look, I'm just telling.
That's why he needs to be.
It depends on the movie.
Yep. So I want to thank everybody for being here. People in chat, H. Davis, Bubbles, Matthew Celius Fuck, Rosaline, Charbaddy, Aussie American, everybody in chat, thank you for being here. Eli, thank you for being here. Thank you for my guest tonight, Alyza Havok. Viper, thank you for coming up on panel. Aya in the couch, thank you for coming up. Thank you for being here. If you want to stay on panel after the live is over, we can discuss some things. If not, I will see you later. Well, the thing is, we'll see you tomorrow at 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Life with ADHD.
All right. Thank you so much for having me. Bye, guys.
Later, everyone.